now I'm actually live. That's crazy. I did not know I left my stream running all night. That is awful. Because that also messes up my recording.
And who knows what they heard us say?
Nothing.
They could have. You have a really nice night.
Yeah, but it's not that loud. Like, at least people in Discord cannot hear me if I'm like over here.
Don't do that again. Be more careful next time.
Yeah. I don't know how that happened. That's crazy. That was a 12-hour long stream. Dude, I didn't know I left my stream running. I had no idea. That's crazy. I for sure thought I logged off of the stream. I mean, I was planning on going live in like a few minutes anyway, and then I go to check my stream, like Streamlabs thing, and it's just like, end stream. I'm like, wait, what? And then I saw that you were in chat. I was like, what the fuck happened? Dude, that's so... Yeah, I have no idea what you were able to hear. I think I was asleep for most of it, but I know you heard me vacuuming. Yeah, I wanted to clean up the office before I went live, but god dang. Oh, wow. Yeah, I should probably check my Twitter notifications. I was probably asleep though, to be fair. So I probably couldn't even see it anyway. Damn. But I guess I'm back. It does kind of mess up my recording a little bit because I only had like an hour and 20 last night before I planned on logging off. So that is unfortunate. I completed, like, I got a lot of achievements done last night too. I don't want to upload the VOD to YouTube, so it is what it is. We back. I'll probably end up just deleting the VOD and then dealing with it. "12-hour YouTube VOD, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was just a vibing stream. Uh, it is what it is. Nothing bad happened. It is what it is. What else do we have? There are so few little collectibles now, and they're so far between. We're like almost done. I do remember being ridiculously exhausted at the end of my last, like, the stream I did last night. So that probably played into it. I don't know why I was as exhausted as I was, but I felt like physically just drained. But that's crazy. I fully thought I ended stream. Is it in the dead zone? I don't know if the thing's in here or not. It might not be in here. It might be on the outside. Oh, why can't I move right? Okay. I appreciate you trying to get a hold of me. That means a lot. Alright. Yeah, it's not in the dead zone. Oop. I don't know if I can get up that way. I might have to find a different way up to the top. Oh, it's this. Oh. This is gonna be annoying to try to get. Because if I just miss the jump, I'm screwed. I don't even remember how to get back up to the top of this. To be fair, I don't even think I have to get this, but I will. Oh, wait, yes I do. That is a Starlight skin. I need that. Oh, come on. Okay, we make it. Oh, yeah. And workers wipe their brow at the end of the day. It's strange. The churn never ends. Alright, where to next? The carrying momentum part is the weird thing that makes all these jumps like super hard to land. Cause like, I don't know, the game is just coded a little strange. Honestly, I think this is, cause I've worked on building games before. This is just the basic Unity movement. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they didn't code anything special into it. They may have like coded the extra jump feature and the dash, but I don't think they changed anything beyond that. So it's like, it just feels very strange. It does not feel like real human movement. How do I get up there? Is there a way I can get up there? Can I Skyrim this hill? Yeah, that's actually a very fair point. There's very little aspects of this game that feel real human. Right, how can I get up there? Oh, I've been up there. I was just up there last night. I'll remember. Let me up. Oh, let me up. Yep, I Skyrimmed it. Let's go. Right, it's right. Yeah, it's right down below me. I see it. Okay, I got that. Right now, I just gotta basically go around and grab up the rest of everything. I think I've pretty much solved the mystery. Sadly, it wasn't Yuri. I wish it was. He's an asshole. Oh, let me take fast travel somewhere. I think it was a specific... It might be a Danganronpa style... courtroom, though. Yeah, honestly, fair enough. I hate that guy. I don't even blame you. Where do we want to go? I kind of just want to go to the middle of the island somewhere. Just somewhere where I can see more hearts and not be on the edge. Oh, by Sam. Sam, I might need to talk to Sam, actually. Yeah. Revelations. Who opened the third seal? What are you doing in Doom Jazz's clinic, Sam? What do you mean, investigator? Doom Jazz told me he'd seen you sneaking around his clinic. We must all be deliberate with words, mustn't we? The wrong word choice can darken truth and cast a false light on conspiracy, can it? I have a prescription I need to get from the doctor. Prescription? After Lydia killed me on the battlefield and my body refused to die, I lived on in its form. In this form. I think it suits me, don't you? Unfortunately, it became quite debilitating. A few sequences ago, I began to require regular blood infusion. Where do you get that blood? It's all ethically sourced from Doom Jazz and approved by the Council. Every citizen lets blood as part of their worship, and some of that comes my way. Helping the Syndicate is helping the gods, right? Please check with Doom Jazz. He'll corroborate my story. So if you and Lydia want to get out of the Syndicate, what's the plan for sourcing blood? There's a lot of blood banks out there, LD. I'm not going to start killing, am I? You didn't happen to break into a secure container and take a vial of Council blood, did you? That's not something I would do, is it? Why would I need to do that? It would be if you were trying to breach the Holy Seals. Are you accusing me, LD? We'll see. The blood vial in your chiller has the letter K on the label, where first name would be. Kafka Memory's blood sample is missing from Doom Jazz's clinic, and you were seen snooping in there. Is there an accusation anywhere in there, LD? Do you know what the Holy Seals are? They are a secret, aren't they? How would I know? One is a bloodlock. Several days ago, that bloodlock was opened by Kafka Memory. I'm sure a council member had business in the council building, didn't they? Montserrat decided that the council should only ever enter the penthouse as a group. I think you used that blood sample to gain access to the penthouse. Why would I do that? Are you denying it? Of course I am. I didn't know what the third seal was until just now, did I? I never said it was the third seal. You did, didn't you?
I'm glad to be
No.
back.
I was careful not to. Thanks, Sammy. Sheesh! Fucking got him. Got his ass. What do you know about the murder of Grace Bloodlines? I don't know anything. Do I, LD? Know anything about demons on the island? There shouldn't be any demons on the island, should there? There's kind of this weird one going around. His name's Shinji. He kind of screams at you. You should have seen him. Maybe I'm the only one who can see him. That's even more worrisome, though. I'm gonna be honest. There are not a lot more of collectibles. I see 2 right now. I'm going for a jump. Shinji is the interdimensional dong dangler. That is true. What are you barring me from? You got a problem? Oh, you guys are here because of the dead zone. I see. Ah, it's because of that stuff.
I need you to plug in your portable and I gotta go.
What?
Your portable and I gotta go.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll plug this in.
I have a kiss, please.
Good. Love you.
Don't forget, you gotta cook dinner.
I know. I'll probably cook around 6:30ish. That sounds good to me. Figured out I could dash upwards. Shit changed my life. Don't know how I didn't realize that before. What's up, Lydia Daybreak? The fairy woman? What are your tire tracks doing on the cliff overlooking the obelisks? Why do you want to know, LD? They hold the secret to the second holy seal. I found tire tracks putting you there.
Glad you're back, LD.
LD, I go all over the island. It's a nice view there. So you didn't go there to access the obelisks? Nope. What's going on with the message Witness sent you with the key for the beach obelisks? What message, LD? The Moon database has a backup of your tablet. There's a message from Witness with a file attached that's the key to using the obelisks. Is that what that was? I got a message, and as soon as the mail client opened, it crashed out and the tablet died. The tablet was straight dead after that. Did you take it to get it looked at? No, it was a few days ago. We all get new tablets on the next island, and my phone still worked, so I could still do my job. Hey, Filthy, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. That means a lot. Hell yeah. I appreciate you, buddy. Sure is, LD. I don't know about the file or key or whatever it was. You just wanted access to my emotes. Fair enough. What do you know about the fourth holy seal? I don't know, LD. The holy seals are kept secret. Do you know anything about the third holy seal? Can't help you, LD. It's all a secret. Oh, yeah. The best emote. That one's not mine, but I wish it was. What do you know about the murder of Grace Bloodlines? Not a thing, LD. Good old Torque and Snorlax. Is that Snorlax? Oh, I thought it was a Mogus. That's sick. I love it. I love it. Know anything about demons on the island? Not a thing, LD. The marshals... Didn't the marshals kill them all during the Henry incident? Alright. Where do we need to go still? There's some loose ends we need to tie up. But other than that, we are pretty close to the end of the game. Yeah. I would like to go up top, but I don't know what that fast travel point is called. Don't know if you've noticed, but this is not the best map. It's hard to tell where I'm going. Is this where I need to go? I have no idea. This is not. I need to go. I must go higher. Now I gotta spend another blood crystal for my mistakes. My transgressions on God. Is it this? Oh, it is, yeah. Truth. Is the syndicate worth saving? That's for you to decide. For better or for worse, the crime happened. The syndicate was on a straight path. Now the path branches. The truth you believe in will determine the fate of the syndicate. Which branch do you think we should take? Weed out the corruption. The syndicate is no place for paranoia and conspiracy. We have a holy cause. We have forgotten that. We are in a position to craft a perfect society. You said there was no such thing as perfection. So I did. The idea of perfection is intoxicating. We always let our guard down and start believing in it. We kidnap people from the real world and force them to worship our gods. They're pressed into service on this island, working in our factories and farms before being killed in a mass slaughter ritual. Hard to imagine much perfection coming from that. Perhaps we should wipe the slate clean. How do we do that? I have no idea, investigator. Okay. Any more case files to... Nope. Okay, goodbye. Bye. I think she's the last social link I need, and then all my social links are done. So I'm just trying to travel back and forth to her every once in a while. Let's go... here. I don't really know where to go. Damn, there used to be hearts like everywhere, and now I can barely find them. I see 2 in front of me, that's it. I'm coming for you. No momentum. Okay. Oh, wait. This one is one that I can't grab. I can't grab that one. That's my gun. I don't get it until the trial starts, and then I get to shoot people. I'm gonna shoot Yuri in the face. Yeah, you're one of the first 10. A juicy founder. Where? It was just on me, I swear to God. Oh, it's this thing. Wait, I don't think there's anything here either. There's nothing in this hand. And it says it's in the hand. It's not in this hand, is it? There's nothing here. I'm actually surprised by how easily I made it up here. I was struggling last night trying to get up here. I thought maybe by the time I had gotten everything else, there would have appeared something here. There's just nothing here. I don't know what the game wants me to collect. Wait, Mika the ghost fish still wants to know where people play dominoes. I don't think that's the most important thing, but god damn it, will I help that fish. Where do people play dominoes? You're kidding. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this so much. I didn't realize. I was trying for so long to make that jump up there. Now I could do it no problem, but Jesus. Obviously in the domino room. But where is the domino room? I need help. I think the fish is at the top of one of these towers in front of me. It's gotta be close by, surely. Got to find me a domino room. They wouldn't have me led astray searching all over the island for this, would they? Oh, if I can even get there. I want to go back up to the fish to see if I've already found it and just didn't even realize. Oh, of course, it's just over there. I can't find it. Come here, you fish. This fish will never see this sneak attack coming. I thirst for missing knowledge. Where did people play dominoes on this island? On the roof of one of the apartments, some citizens evidently got together to play and look out at the sea. It's a good answer. Gaslighting is my favorite. Simple games allow players to come together and share time and experiences while mastering a competitive game. The world is a horrifying place, but spending time together keeps the cosmic horrors from the proverbial door. Humans are interesting. You wouldn't believe what people drop into pools of water. Here's your reward. I thirst for missing knowledge. What happened on Island Sequence 20? Oh, I've got that. I can just give it to you. Apparently the mountain collapsed. How does a mountain collapse? They don't know. It was supposed to be a perfect island. How can the island creators not know? There are many unknowable things out there. Sometimes we just have to accept them. What happens if you can't accept that? Attachment causes suffering. Letting things go eases that pain. Or you can conjure answers out there where there are none and give yourself comfort. Those people start conspiracy theories and destroy their lives. I'm glad I'm not human. You should be. Here's your reward. Thank you, Mika. I thirst for missing knowledge. What do you think of the music track Go Go Style? It is a music track that makes me want to stare into the sun. That's weird. I wouldn't do that. That can cause permanent eye damage later in your years. The day starts with a warm sun enveloping our lives and hope before bleaching the world clean under its scorching gaze. The day ends with an orange goodbye. The sun must be revered. Yes, it is quite the music track. Here is your reward. I thirst for missing knowledge. What does the zealous carving depict? I have that too. It shows the birth of the syndicate, the gods gorged on the psychic energy from worship. Yes, they do have a taste for that. Where did you find this carving? On the beach near the Paradise Gates? Why is an important object like that treated like flotsam? What's flotsam? It is a strange object that cannot be contained. It moves where it wants to. It travels between islands and choose a new place to reside. That sounds like an ideal life. Here is your reward. I thirst for missing knowledge. You have answered all my questions. My knowledge is complete. You know that I'm investigating the crime to end all crimes, right? Just gotta throw in a humble brag. Don't you want to know who did it? Would it make any difference? You people and your little games. You think you are better than the real world. You scoff at the people you use. You people are worthless. I don't care about the people, only the culture they leave behind. I am a demon living on as a ghost after I possessed a fish that died. I have a perspective that you people could only wish for. Well, this has been a real delight. Please enjoy Oblivion and make the next island better. If you want to easily connect to other dimensions, spaces and bridges are where dimensional walls are weakest. Try it sometime, but watch out for knife crime. Yeah, watch out for knife crime, baby. Ancient battlefield, Starlight Skin obtained. The site of a battle that tore apart the land. Hordes of demons descended from the skies. Battle makes countries weep, and this one was no different. Oh, we're going to the blood bar too. We're just getting everything here. Do you think we drink too much? Of course. We might be syndicate, but we're still human. Why do we do this? We all have different ways of coping. We are all faced with tragedy every single day. I think we should stop. Are you happy about facing down the dread of being surrounded by unspeakably antique civilizations who all compete for the attention of idiot gods without a whiskey at the end of the day? No. Well, there you go then. Hey, achievement! Chivo! Conversations about the future. A strong blended whiskey that conjures images of a time we think we experienced, but in fact never existed outside of a mass hallucination. Ah. That. Let's see how many more we have. We're close, like super, super close. Speak to every Shinji. Find all music tracks. Speedrun the game completed in under 10 minutes. Achieve max hangout level with one last kiss and collect all Starlight skins. We're almost done. I don't even know where to find the rest of this stuff. It's not showing up. Oh, there's one thing, but I think that's the one thing that I can't grab yet. Did we do these? Yes, we did both of those. Keep meditating. Trying to find a heart that isn't that one in the distance. I also want to find a Shinji. Shinji! Here, buddy, buddy. There we go. Crimson Acid. I don't know if I need to talk to her or not, but I figured I'm nearby. Okay, I've gotten all her starlight upgrades. Okay, we'll finish up these. We need to talk, Acid. You never call me Acid. Why was KHX accusing you of stealing the key to the second holy seal? Shit. That makes you a prime suspect. Spill it. I promise I didn't kill the council. I need you to know that. Get on with it. The holy seals are the holy grails of secret hunters. They're so locked down and under wraps. I was losing sleep each night thinking about them. I knew KHX designed the second seal, so I started talking to him. I also know he was obsessed with me. Obsessed? More than I expected. I thought he was just horny for me. But he had got in his head that if we achieved perfection on the next island, he'd ascend to heaven. His diary called you his queen in the astral heaven. Good snooping, lady. Since I'm blessed by the gods, he coveted me as a trophy queen. The guy was out of his mind. You keep using the past tense. I'm not stupid. If the council got to on the bad side of a killer and the person who designed part of the security is missing, he's either dead or might as well be. Did you do it? Please. Even if he's going to squeal to Montserrat, I talked him down. Sorry, I needed some water. True. She's literally horny. It's in the appearance. I strung him along in a relationship. I could persuade him to do almost anything, except give you the secret to the second holy seal. There was a data key he guarded. I took it and made a copy. How did you copy it? You ask a lot of questions. Someone in Masahiro Heavy Industries owed me a favor. That favor was an hour in one of their high-end computer labs. It turned out to be a heavily encrypted digital key on a flash drive. I put the key back in his workshop and apologized profusely and did something to take his mind off it. Whoa. Did you use the key? No. I know where and how, though. The obelisks on the beach. The key works on them.
The investigator is here.
That's the second seal secret? No. There's more. And I don't know what. Why didn't you use the key? Bad vibes, lady. I could feel it in the air. Things were happening on the island. This still makes you a suspect, Crimson. I know. Bad vibes, though. Tuft of hair. I found a tuft of your hair in KHX's workshop. And that puts you at the scene of a disappearance. Come on, lady. You know that doesn't prove anything. Lady, I have something to tell you. Oh, probe. Do you have something you want to tell the investigator? Told you about the key from KHX. I didn't tell you another part of the story. I've been worried about what's going on, but you need to know. I seduced KHX for my own interest, but someone else asked me to do it as well. Who? Witness.
Sure.
Why? He wanted the key. I don't know why, but he asked for it. He wanted it modified for remote access. A dongle could be placed in a control panel and then used to remotely access it. It needed a line of sight, though. That amount of data could easily drop packets if the signal was blocked. Did you give it to him? Yes. Why? He promised to help me. With what? He said he had a plan for the next island that would allow me to keep my freedom and allow me to return to active service. Crimson. I know. I didn't expect it to be all this. If it was him... This is the truth? Yes. I've got some work to do. Shush! Fucking furry bait is right. God damn. Do you know anything about the third holy seal? I know that it will cost you. Fine. It's a bloodlock. How do you know that? I have my ways. Someone let it slip. Who? Ais Kiwami. What made him tell you? That will always be my secret. Who else knows? Who can say? Many of the gods carry him through the cosmos, but he was easy to manipulate. He had a weakness for women and easily gave in to cosmic fear. Who knows who talks and who talks to who on this island? Who knows what secret meetings happen in quiet rooms? Who knows what gets said when someone has the fear of gods put into them?
Like this.
Well, that narrows it down. Do you know anything about how the council enter the pen? Huh? Do you know anything about how the council enter the penthouse? Good sentence. Love that sentence structure. If I knew the secrets of the seals, we wouldn't be doing this dance. I don't mean the seals. I mean, how do they go in and out frequently? Are they in there every day? Penthouse is reserved for special business. It takes a lot to get into the council in there. Big building to be hardly ever used. Montserrat loves his concrete. He wanted something large and imposing, something to reach to the heavens without the audacity of Babylon. What? What? The seals like fish, not those type of seals. Why not build it on the mountain if we wants to reach to the heavens? The mountain is reserved for holy grounds. The temple is carved into it. You don't argue with the high priestess. Anyway, Montserrat decided the council will only enter the penthouse together. His paranoia was growing unabated. Did you know he always carried a gun? The old Montserrat never used to do that. So it would be weird if I have evidence of a council member entering by themselves 2 days before the murder. If a council member did, they'd be going directly against our leader. Risky move. None of us are privy to everything that happens with the council, so I can't say for sure. I haven't heard anything about council members disobeying him, though. If that's the evidence you've got, something is definitely suspicious. Got any product that relates to Henry's father? Digging in the past, lady. Is there truth in the mists of time? An investigator investigates. The third holy seal is a bloodlock that requires council blood. I need to know where Henry got that blood from. Henry's father is an odd one, isn't it? The syndicate controlled this island. The citizens monitored like cattle. This slipped through, though. I've been trying to find out the answer for myself. I don't like unknowns. I haven't got much, but I do have something to sell. We already know who his father is. What? Okay. I've got records of some private financial transactions between Rena Division and Ice Kiwami. Kind of transactions. Ice was giving her money. Henry was born 27 years ago, right? These transactions date back to 27 years and 5 months ago. And? I thought you were an investigator. Why would a powerful council member be giving personal money in secretive transactions to a female citizen 5 months before her only child was born?
What the hell?
Oh. Oh. I see. Do you know anything about One Last Kiss? Is that her name? She's good at hiding herself, but I've seen her.
Investigator is here.
Do you know who she is? I figure some kind of spirit. I don't know who she was in her former life, though. What did you know about the murder of Grace Bloodlines? Ah, that makes sense. I have something good. Are you buying?
Thank you. I have my way.
Do you think it's strange that Carmelino went to the exorcism?
Sure.
Seems like a dangerous situation for the architect. Very. There was a reason, though. Some syndicate members use encryption in messages to each other. There's a lot of politics and scheming on the islands, after all. I monitor any communications that I can. The network traffic is mostly boring, but sometimes someone forgets to encrypt something. While Carmelino was heading to Henry's apartment with Grace, she messaged Akiko and told her to step out of the room while Grace was doing the exorcism. Her so-called lapse in procedure was planned? Sure was, lady. Sounds like a plot to me. My work is never done. Have you got a copy of this message? Huh? They realized the mistake and scrubbed their phones afterwards, so don't expect to be able to confirm this with their phones. Oh. Exorcism. Besides, it was 10 years ago. Everyone's got a Masahiro upgrade since then. Perfect use of iPad Goblavoid. I think is what the emote's called. I forget. Crimson, you got the inside track on demons on the island? You mean Shinji? Let's start with Shinji. He's a little asshole, but he's harmless. You've met him? Why hasn't he been captured? He's weak. He has to choose when and where to physically manifest himself, so he avoided capture. Dude, I couldn't find a good way of making my name into, like, being good for emotes. iPad Gobbler just doesn't work for emotes, really. There's no good ones. And they make me put it at least iPad GA, like iPad GO. So I couldn't figure out how to actually like turn those into good emotes. You've not reported him? He's helped me with a few things. He's seen things I haven't. The island's going to end. He's too weak to do anything, so what's the harm? Yeah, that's fair enough. I just didn't like iPad Go Void. Like I didn't like that. So I tried to make it at least roll into the next word. Could he have killed the council? No way. He has limits. He can barely hold physical objects. His weakened astral body conflicts with our reality. What about other demons? On this island? I assume the marshals got them all after the Henry incident. So you're not aware of any other demons on the island that might have got into the council penthouse last night and redecorated it in a nice shade of viscera? What do you know about secret demonology labs? You mean the one in the dead zone coded to witnesses in Carmelina's blood vials? Good work, lady. I've been in it, but I don't know how it was kept a secret. I think it was an old panic room Carmelina designed into the island. I've never been in there, but I realized Witness was up to something a while back. He managed to keep it a secret from everyone else, but I have ways of finding things out. Why did he start down this dark path? Witness wants to understand why Paradise fails. The fail point is demonic corruption. It rots the island and causes the end of a paradise. I need to find out more. Okay, last and final one. What do you know about the fourth holy seal? It's an open secret that requires some kind of godliness to get through. Open secret? Word got out a while back. From who? Not sure. Just kind of bubbled up. Someone probably got loose-lipped after a drink. So everyone in the syndicate would know how to breach it? Not the specifics, but if anyone says they don't know anything about it, they're lying. Trying to cover their asses now that you're here. Time to uncover some asses. Go get 'em, Tiger. Dude, a lot of people said that they had no idea what the fourth seal was. That's some bullshit. Why is everyone lying to me, man? That really makes me rethink everything. Except for the fact that Daina Nogate just killed everyone. Alright. Now I think we should make each... All good, all good. Appreciate you being here. I am gonna do some arse uncovering. God damn it, if it's the last thing I do, their arses will be uncovered. This shit's going down today. I should have just taken the fast travel. I like to call this tunnel the Moaning Tunnel, because that's all that it sounds like. I'll let you guys have the last bit of ASMR. Just kidding. I got out of the tunnel a lot faster than I realized I would. When you found Henry, did you see a bloody bottle lying around? Desprese vorbesti. What bottle? There wasn't any bottle. Why are you wasting my time?
Love dies. All that remains are the facts.
You saw nothing and suggest the blood in Henry's stomach has been administered artificially? Of course not. Stop dragging this down out with stupid theories. What can you tell me about the demonic sigils on Grace's body? The same as found on Henry's mother?
Sure.
I've been told they weren't. Reina Division's sigils were scorched on her by sustained close proximity to Henry. Grace's were carved into her flesh. Got any proof, Nenorochito? No solid proof. Just a good bit of testimony. Were you carrying a blade when you arrested Henry? Of course. I always carry my sword and combat knife. Did you find a blade on Henry when you arrested him, or after he had killed Grace? No. So how did the sigils get carved into her body? No idea, Nenorochito. Demons? Thanks for the insight. Tell me about the message you got from Carmelina on the day of Henry's exorcism. What message?
Is this a fact?
Carmelina sent you a message telling you to leave Grace alone with Henry. No, she didn't. I have a copy of the message right here. Someone's giving you false evidence, Nenorochito. The architect was there that day, but she didn't tell me to do anything. She doesn't have any authority over me. Then why did you step out of the room?
Other facts.
I considered the scene and prisoner secure. I needed to make sure that the architect was safe. Corrupted areas are full of danger. Why did you confiscate the photo of Grace Bloodline's neck from Doom Jazz after the examination? She was murdered by someone possessed by a demon. Anyone related to demonic possession is classified. Is that standard procedure or just for evidence that doesn't tie into official story? Standard procedure. You think you're really smart and clever with your snide insinuations, but you're not. You're wrong. Know anything about demons on the island? We exterminated them, Nenorochito. Okay. Now for Henry. Know anything about demons on the island? Besides me? No. Yeah, that's fair. Didn't expect, just wanted to see if I could tie up any loose ends. Didn't work. Is there nothing, seriously nothing out here? I feel like Shinji should definitely be out here. And I have not encountered him. So I'm just going to run around this island real quick. Show me a Shinji. Or Splash. Respawning investigator under the eyes of God. I wonder why Shinji doesn't come out here specifically. Maybe because Akiko's here and would see Shinji. And be like, "There's a demon! Get him out! Stab his soul!" Okay. Fast travel. I would like to go to her. And go hang out again before we go talk to a bunch of people. How do you deal with a corrupt ruling class? No society has ever worked that out. The real world would be a different place if they had. The ruling class are more insidious than the gods. They corrupt all that they touch, mutating society to be something that only benefits them. For every ruler that meets the guillotine, another takes their place. Society bursts them with no respite.
Is all around you, investigator.
What would you do? Mass murder! Murder the entire council. Good answer. Misguided, though. The entire council has been murdered. But do you think an egalitarian society waits for us on the next island? I don't know what the answer is, but I'm here to hold them to account now. Who watches the Watchwoman? You get the Paradise Psycho unit and your gun back, and who do you answer to? Ugh. Excuse me. Nothing is so simple. I have enjoyed our conversations, but you have a job to do. Paradise needs saving. I will assist you where I can. Oh, investigator, I have something for you. I don't need it anymore. Thank you. Why do I need it? Never forget that the clock is ticking. Not on this island. One last kiss is watch. She doesn't need it anymore. Okay, nothing else. And we finished her. Hell yeah. Now I just need music tracks. Oh, I guess I didn't update yet. So we just need music tracks, speak to every Shinji, speedrun the game, complete it under 10 minutes, collect all Starlight skins. So just 3 more things for this playthrough, and then my next playthrough I have to do in under 10 minutes. So I have to figure out what evidence is absolutely crucial, and I think I just need to run up here, come over here, break into this, and then I'll be good, right? Because this gave us so much evidence. I don't know. We'll see in the trial what exactly is what turns it. Because I think I have enough evidence for literally everything to be solved. There's only 1 heart left. And it is just my gun, I think. Okay. I'll tie up some loose ends with these people. And then I will check and see if we have any other leads that we need to tie up in the tab menu. And see what we're looking at. Because I think that'll lead us to be like getting our last like music and all that stuff.
I don't like this.
Carmelina is definitely going to be an interesting talk. Maybe. What if I said there were secret trans-dimensional corridors crisscrossing the island?
Is its own reward.
I say you spent too long in the scorching sun, so you don't know anything about them. I have no idea what you're talking about. To be clear, you're denying crafting secret corridors and hiding a killer within them? Of course I am. That's totally unbelievable. I think you need a rest, investigator. Crime doesn't rest, so nor do I. Let's see you explain this away in the trials. Explain what? A total fantasy? We'll see. Tell me about the message you sent to Akiko telling her to leave Grace alone with
I
Henry.
have no idea what you're talking about.
I have a copy of it here.
This is nonsense.
I have no authority over Akiko. I can't order her to do anything, much less break procedure and something so dangerous. Then why did she step out of the room and leave them unattended? I have no idea. You'd have to ask the Grand Marshal. Know anything about demons on the island? Besides the one that resides within the killer? Nothing has been proven yet. He's still an alleged killer. Quite. The marshals did an exemplary job of wiping the demons out. It was not enough to stop the corruption, though. Can you tell me about the secret panic room experiment? Where did you hear that? People talk? I abandoned that a long time ago. It was designed to be a bunker of sorts. My plan was to dot them around the island in case of an attack. Syndicate members could hide in them. I've been in your bunker. Why was it coded only to witness his blood vial? It embarrasses me to say, but it was a lover's retreat. I disliked the design as a bunker and dropped my plan for them. It sat unused. Spending time there with Witness felt illicit, exciting, but things didn't work out. I haven't been in there in years, so I saw in the logs I pulled from it.
Test me.
So you definitely weren't experimenting on a killer demon in there? Absolutely not.
I beg your
You want to discuss more with me? Do you have something you want to tell the investigator? I wasn't truthful. Witness used that bunker for an illegal study of demons. He wanted to find out all we could for the sake of the island. Ever since the beginning of the syndicate, there's been zero tolerance on demons. One sec. Jeez. The missed knowledge frightened him. He trapped a killer demon and experimented on it. I haven't set foot in there for years, since before he started. Where did he get a killer demon? He trapped one. I don't know how. I kept his secret. He still means a lot to me. The killer demon would die when Island 24 ceases to exist. Henry's demons had already done irreparable damage to the island. This one wasn't going to do any more.
The investigator is here.
What about Witness? I put it out of my mind. We fell apart and each other's matters became private again. Okay, so that's it for Carmelina, I think. Probably got everything we can from her. A conspiracy crafted from the fabric of the island. Did Carmelina's hidden killer commit the crime to end all crimes? Okay, who else do I need to speak to? Okay, I need to go to Witness. I think Witness might be it. But then obviously I need music, a Starlight skin. So I definitely don't know where I'm gonna find those. But I'll just check the tab menu and see what loose ends I have.
When love dies,
Why did you want Crimson to get the key to the second seal? I didn't. You're lying. I have testimony that you not only asked her to get the key, but that she gave you the key as well. That simply isn't true. I have nothing, almost nothing to do with Miss Acid. She's lying to you, Lady Lovedyes. You are being played. Have you got the key? I didn't even know the second seal required a key. I don't have it. You're lying. I am not Lady Lovedyes. Miss Acid is tricking you. She is turning us against each other. Why? It's your job to find out. Ooh, wouldn't that be a plot twist? She has been the one giving us the bulk of our information. Oh, that would be crazy. But I don't really trust the Witness. He has motive. But Acid might too. Fuck, man. You asked Crimson to get the key to the second Holy Seal from KHX. No, Witness, I'm losing my patience. By asking her to do that, and by her account, taking a copy from her, you're the prime suspect of who went through it. I did nothing of the sort. You're denying all of it, or just going through the seal? All of it. I had nothing to do with Miss Acid's preposterous story or the second seal.
have a bad feeling about
No desire to cooperate at all? I can't cooperate with a fabrication.
the fact
Witness, I have testimony that you were using the secret bunker for demonology research. From who? Who do you think? Whatever you think you know, you don't. I always work for our holy masters. This has nothing to do with the murder of the council, though.
the investigator
I found a killer demon inside the council penthouse with the victim's blood all over its claws. You think you're onto something, but you don't know what you're talking about. Then why don't you tell me? If you think you have some wild conspiracy theory, you will need to prove it in the trials. I won't talk further about this. See you in court, Witness. May you fly in destroyed Eden. Okay. So I only see one heart from now. I have gotten literally every collectible, I believe, that I know of. The thing is, I'm worried that there's a collectible that I'm not gonna realize. Because if I start a second playthrough, I don't want to have to grab all the collectibles again. Like, I'm a few off. So I might look up to see if I get these at the end of the game or what. Because I don't know which ones I'm missing. I don't know. Who breached the fourth holy seal? Speak to a god. Shinji said the helmet was dumped behind a planter near the entrance to the second seal. Oh. Okay, so there are two things I need to do. How do I speak to a god? Let me go to the second holy seal. I'll try to find... See, I don't know what would... I don't know how that would help me. It was dumped behind a planter. The entrance to the second holy seal. So what, behind this? Oh. This is where Shinji said he found the space helmet. Pink petals. There aren't any flowers here, so where did they come from? Yuri wears a hat with pink flowers. Alright, I'll go talk to Yuri real quick. And then I need to speak to a god. I don't know how to speak to a god. I don't know what I'm supposed to do for that. How doth I speak to God? I mean, this was something I was probably supposed to find at the beginning of the game, so I might... Oh. Ever worn a space helmet, Yuri? Why would I wear a space helmet? To get through the second seal? Never been through it, freak. Space helmet was discovered surrounded by pink petals that look like they came from your hat. That is the most tenuous thing I've ever heard, freak. You're grasping at straws. Okay. Huh. Where would I go for a god? I'm confused. I literally only have one goal, and it's speak to a god. Any chance Shinji's a god? I also need to speak to Shinji again. So how do I go about doing that? Oh, I couldn't go down all the way. That was weird. Okay, Doom Jazz, I still need to talk to him. There's only one thing for the Syndicate showing up. I think those are just spots that I need to go to. That might be the god. Oh wait, if I need to go to Doom Jess, I need to go this way. Is it this one? I don't know if it is. This one might take me up. Yeah, this one's ascending. I need to go lower. Although I'll do this while I'm here. Syndicate. Oh wait, that I didn't mean to do. Oops. Is there a god up here I can talk to? Any godly bodies? Does not look like it. Wait, is that a heart down there? Nah, I don't think it is. Nah, hearts change colors. There we go. Know anything about demons on the island? What are you talking about? Love dies and Marshals killed them all, didn't they? Okay. So I want to go towards that. Have I been over there already? Surely I haven't been. Oh wait, I have been. This is where you go with the jet ski. I literally haven't been in here because I think I needed to bypass some kind of code that I didn't have the stuff for at the time. Yeah. I have not been back here since. Okay. Yes, there's a whole part of this that I never even knew about. Hold on, give me one. Yeah, it even requires every single component. All right, give me 1 second. I need to use the bathroom real quick. Ooh, you cannot really tell, and I don't really want to move it. I guess I'll just drag it up a little bit. That's fine. Be right back. All right, we're back. Okay. Nice. Nice. That does look like a god. I'm not gonna lie. Nice to meet you, god. Crying grudge. Good text. Why am I plagued by insects? You don't seem particularly fazed by meeting a god. What do you mean by insects? Too many of you have come to see me these last few days, exploiting my weakened state.
What the hell?
Who? Your mad king, obsessed little shit. The masked man, a sneaky one, that one. The woman that builds, she's pure in her goals, I admire her. And now you, who are you? I'm the investigator. What are you investigating?
That's it.
Last night someone murdered the council. The Mad King is dead.
That's weird.
Why do you refer to Montserrat as mad? He believed he was more than he was. Anyone like that is mad. He doubled down on his madness, though. His plans are for the next island, the Arrogance. Who is the masked man that came to see you? Are all of you like him? Why live like that? You need to find why he took my flesh from me. Do you have a name? The one that oversees the end of an island. I have met him before. He came to me recently. Witness.
That's strange.
What did he want? My flesh.
The investigator is
Why?
here.
The key to a lock, same as the woman. You called her a builder. Do you mean Architect Carmelina? She is more creative. She had a better plan. What plan are you talking about? The flesh was fused with another. My body lives elsewhere on this island. Is this your flesh? My body. That was the strip the masked man
The
took.
investigator is here.
How can you be so sure? Look at this wound. They match. Anyone else stop by to tear a strip off? When the Mad King wasn't so mad, he used my flesh to make the lock. He wore it on a pendant. No one can open the lock without him. What lock? The Mad King's fourth holy seal. You need my flesh to pass through it. What do you know about someone possessed by a demon? I can feel him out there. The anger emanating is like a smog. Did he get some of your flesh? He didn't come here, but who can say? Leave me. I'm bored of you. I said leave me. Okay, fine. Okay, I'm not done with witness yet. Okay, quit being weird, God. I mean, yeah, God. Fuck. Anything out here that I need to grab while I am here? Anything at all? Give me like a Starlight skin, maybe? Anything, you feel? Give me a second. I'm probably gonna go back in and meditate again because I don't know if I missed something in there. No, doesn't look like it. Nothing in here, it looks like. I want to look behind the god. Hello, god. Okay. Sorry I touched your butt. I'm sorry. Okay, now I need to talk to Witness. Witness this dick. Ooh. There's gotta be something I'm missing. Maybe I get it for completing the game, like all the rest of the stuff that I need for achievements. Hard to tell though. I really could not say. Oh wait, why am I at Yuri? I don't need to talk to Yuri. I came straight down to Yuri for some reason. That was autopilot at its core. Subconsciously, I want to accuse Yuri of everything. It's just the vibes emanating off that guy. Who breached the fourth holy seal? Carved flesh. God told me you went and carved off some flesh. What's up with that? Not your concern. I vehemently disagree. Fine. The islands die and I want to know why. Demons come to us and rot our triumphs. Do gods attract them? Does keeping one on the island make demonic invasions more likely? Why carve his flesh? Seems like a sin. I needed to study it. You can feel the cosmos when you look at the flesh of one of our lords. He is linked to the stars. Is he a magnet? What did you find? Nothing. The holiness of a lord should never have been questioned. Can I verify this is true? I conducted the research in private. I don't like the sound of this witness. Damn, we have nothing now. There's absolutely nothing left. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13. So 13 times 4, what is that? 50. So we have 54 right now. Let me look up how many. How many Starlight skins in Paradise Killer? Okay, so there's a total of 55. To get last star. Okay. So there's a bunch for fast travel. There's a bunch for purchase from Crimson Acid. Okay, I think I know where the last one is then. Okay, I think where we need to go is if I can leave here. Trying to think of where this can take me. This can take me. Nah, I'll just use this. I'll fast travel. I need to go to the top of Sam's bar, I think. I think that's the one that I'm missing. I didn't know there was one on top of the rooftop. At least I don't remember ever grabbing one from there. And I think I found all the fast travel stuff. It would make sense that I've never actually used Q while looking straight at this. Huh? Oh, maybe I did. That seems slightly problematic for me, I'm not gonna lie. Although it should be something that I can see when I hold down Q. So no matter what, I should be able to see it. Kind of seems like my game is stuttering a little bit. It might just be because I opened a new tab. There's probably a fast travel point somewhere that I don't have. Like maybe that one, I don't know. I only need one more of these. Apparently there are 55 Starlight skins, I have 54. Wait, this isn't, is it? Can't tell. It looks blue. Damn it. Damn you. Wait, let's look where, if there's a place that doesn't have any places to fast travel to, it might be there. Okay, the dead zone I don't think has any terminals. I've looked for them. Okay. Mountain Gorge, valley used for citizens to commute to work and to transport goods to the factory. Let's go to the Mountain Gorge, see what could be there. Oh, come on. Don't do this to me. Is this the Mountain Gorge? Is this what it's talking about? Although you'd think I would see a heart in this area. It's not that one. I can't go to that one. You know what? It could be in the agricultural area because I was there before I knew about fast travel. And like buying fast travel points. So it could easily be here. Wait, I see something. It's up on the top. I see it. I want to see if there's anything else here too. But this is where I first got that power. So I was pretty like good about going around and getting everything, at least down there. But up here, I don't think I was. Let's go get an up close and personal shot with Dave. Shinji! Do these days feel short to you? When the island ends, the flow of time gets weird. Technically, we're still on the last day of the island, so the crime still happened last night. Now I get it. Get what? Why you people are so messed up? And that's the last Shinji achievement. Hell yeah. So no more Shinji. I'm not saying hell yeah to no more Shinji. He was fun. But that was the last Shinji achievement. Our last talk to Shinji. Oh, we're finding more stuff. I just need to run around and hold Q. Oh, this is a Starlight skin. Okay, this is the last one. An unforgivable number of secrets carried upon endless miles of cables. Okay, that was my last one. And then anything else around this area? I think I just need... I don't know, I should check how many... Oh, wait, I see something. I move very slow on this part. What the heck is that? Let me make sure that I'm not about to screw myself out of anything. Anything else higher up? Doesn't look like it. This should give me a song, I think. He's gonna try to hack me and then I just get to extract a song.
Cosmos is infinite and empty. Thus, says Deader Nebula.
What?
In abandoned moons above terrifying planets, our minds wander. Us, says Deader Nebula. Connection to the net is all anyone seeks. Protection from the dreadful loneliness of infinitely adequate space. Antique space. Thus says Deader Nebula.
Don't bother trying to escape from this machine. Intrusion attempt detected. Engaging all firewalls. Unauthorized intrusion halted. Intruder purged.
Why would you turn away a soul desperate to escape the grim isolation of astral bodies? Thus says Deader Nebula.
Deader Nebula? Intrusion identity confirmed. Failed AI shard. Deader Nebula.
Please open the door to my home. Clawed beings born from dead stars haunt me. Thus says Deader Nebula.
Not going to happen.
The universe is built on trades. A billion dead to satisfy the whims of ancient goats. Thus says Deader Nebula.
What is it?
I have a bargain written on an Onyxian tablet. Audio derived from a dying imperial civilization. Thus says Deader Nebula.
Starlight? Reverse intrusion success. Copying. Music file downloaded. Shutting down vending operation.
The child of economy is trickery. The clawed beasts approach. Thus says Deader Nebula.
Goodbye. Rumors, unrequited love, jealousy, revenge, envy, secrets, regret, anger, emptiness, sorrow, a single tear in a sea of stars. Okay, so now I need... Wait, let me shift tab. What do I have? Only one achievement left? Yes! So we can end the game. We got literally everything for our first playthrough, and then our second playthrough, we just have to get as much evidence as we need to prove a certain case, and then we're good. So let's see how this trial goes. I should respawn next to this thing. Yep, perfect. Are we ready for the trial? Let's get it. About time. Finally, we're doing it. There aren't any more ends we need to tie up, are there? Oh, Carmelina has something? I don't think there are, yeah, no more investigation notes. No more ties that need to be pinched off. I think she probably just has something that we need to question her about because we're dumb.
Bad feeling about this.
Want to tell me about what you were doing carving flesh from a god? How dare you accuse me of a vile crime like that? That is the height of heresy. Crying Grudge said it himself. No such thing happened. I think it did. You will need some evidence. You are accusing the leader of the syndicate of one of those worst crimes imaginable. Temporary leader. I mean, we straight up know she did. Crying Grudge didn't lie. Didn't lie. Shut up. Sam! Why the fuck do you want to talk? Fuck off, Sam. I want to complete this game. I'm coming for you, Sam. Coming for you. Then we go citizen housing, bar knife through the heart. But I don't have a heart, because I'm a skeleton. Yo! A little One Piece reference for the chat. Want to tell me what a lump of flesh cut from a god is doing in a security safe in your storeroom? What flesh? Sammy? I don't know what you're talking about, LD. Is someone trying to frame me? Did someone place it there? Did you plant it there?
Test me.
Don't make this harder than it needs to be. I promise you, LD. I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe there's something we should talk about, LD. Something troubling.
Sure.
I'm sorry. I wasn't truthful. I was holding that flesh for someone. That isn't original, Sammy. Why do you have god flesh? I was asked to store it for someone. It was Witness.
Sure.
Why did Witness ask you to store that flesh? He came to me and said he needed it to be stored. He didn't tell me anything else. And you just accepted it without question? I didn't know it was... I didn't know what it was, did I? He just gave me a box and said it needs to be kept a secret. For the good of the syndicate. Didn't it strike you as suspicious? Witness is an old friend. You'd do anything for old friends, wouldn't you?
Paradise Field.
This is suspicious as hell, Sammy. It's the truth, isn't it? I have no idea. Goodbye, Sammy. I'll see you in the trial. God damn it, Sammy! Goodbye. I'm actually gonna fast travel. Goodbye! Good day with you! To the trial we go. Okay, last mysteries revealed. I shouldn't have anything else. Anything. God damn it! It's never over. Just take me to witness. Take me to witness. Take me to witness. I don't care. Wait, this isn't where I wanted to go. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Wait, this is where I wanted to go. Oh, you witness freak. We're so close to trial. Godflesh, why did you give Sam a piece of Godflesh to hide? What did he tell you? You first. I needed somewhere to store the flesh. I'm worried that there are people in the syndicate that would sabotage my research. Who? I have nothing concrete. And the why? That awful nickname, Perfect 25. The desire for perfection now. They don't want someone proving the council wrong. So you didn't use it with Sam to breach the fourth holy seal? This is the first I've heard of it being useful, or being used with the fourth seal. We'll see about that. Anything else from the peanut gallery? You guys don't want to talk the whole island, and then all of a sudden you all got jokes. Y'all want to speak before the trial starts. Glad we tied up any loose ends. Now let me go start this damn trial. There better not be a single word out of all of you. And I won't know, because I won't check. Just kidding. I'm thorough. Okay. We are ready. Let's start this bish. Examine your case files and cast a light upon the shadowy recesses where truth lies. Are you ready to begin the trials, Lady Love Dies? This is the point of no return. Ensure that you are happy with your evidence and reasoning. There is no going back. We're ready. Let's expose the truths. Are you sure, Lady Love Dies? This is the point of no return, where we descend into madness of crime. The penalty for anyone you convict of any crime will be death as dictated by syndicate law. Please be sure. It is time to breathe life back into paradise. I'm overjoyed to hear that. Please wait while I assemble the suspects in the Chamber of Justice. Da, 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 da. Paradise hangs in the balance. Let's get right into it. Let me explain how we shall uncover truths and lies. We will hold a trial for each case, file logged in Starlight. You will choose which suspect you wish to accuse and present your argument against them. I am an impartial tool of justice. I shall analyze your evidence and determine if you have proven your case. Can you break alibis? Can you put the suspect at the scene? How strong is your case? All that matters is the justice is carried out. I am not interested in speculation and weak prosecutions. I need the truth. We will find the suspect responsible for each crime. Door to truth will open. Anyone found guilty will be executed. This is the crime to end all crimes. Anyone involved cannot be allowed to infect Perfect 25 with their criminality. You will do the execution. The investigation freak will execute justice. Be confident about who you accuse. Are you clear on how the trials will work? Do you need me to repeat this?
That's strange.
Judge, the island is ending. Our home shatters before us. This farce has gone on for long enough. It is time to move to the new island, Judge. I am the acting leader. I initiated the shutdown. The prime suspect has been sitting behind bars while the freak runs around the island chasing down false leads. You have until the end of the island to do your trial. The truth may not be as simple as you believe, Architect. I'm doing this for the good of the Syndicate. Perfect 25 is waiting. You can't do that. Judge, the clock is ticking. What does this mean for the trials? Don't have much time, Love Dies. The white smoke of oblivion threatens to consume the truth. You will have one desperate chance to find the truth for each case file. Make it count. The rest of the Syndicate are in agreement. It is time to move on and execute Henry. Fuck you! You're overstepping your authority, Architect. Judge, let's breathe life back into paradise. Love Dies, you are authorized to once again wield your service weapon. Take hold of the chamber full of justice. Use it at the end of the trials to execute the guilty. Any involvement with this heinous crime carries a sentence of death. Judge, this is severe. This is the crime to end all crimes. Any amount of involvement is a heresy against the gods and an atrocity against the Syndicate. Or do you disagree? I do not. Be strong in your accusations, investigator. The penalty for any of these crimes is death. It's been a while since I executed justice.
Journey into truth and justice begins.
Speak to the suspects and collect your gun. We'll commence the trial shortly.
It is cowardly.
Architect, investigator, the island is ready to die and a new one started. Do not delay in prosecuting Henry. All of the evidence points to him. That's not true. Witness, Lady Love Dies. This is it, isn't it? The reckoning, the future of paradise. I hope you make the right choices. So do I. Yuri, freak, get this over with. We all know who did it. You're wasting my time. Grand Marshal. No, Tito, you better get this right. Henry did it and needs to be executed. Wrap this up. Y'all know who didn't do it? Fucking Henry. Henry didn't do it. I'll tell you that right now. Hey, LD, we're cool, right? We're in the clear, aren't we? We'll find out at trial, guys. Henry, this is a formality, right? I'm lined up to get my head blown off, aren't I? That's what we're here to find out. Crimson, I hope you know what you're doing, lady. You better have the evidence you need for whatever you're planning. Doctor, Love Dies. If you prosecute me, I will get conjugal visits. Sorry, Doc. The punishment for this crime is going to make that difficult. Love Dies gun for executing the guilty. You've retrieved your gun. I hope you appreciate how serious your accusations will be. Return to the stand when you're ready to talk. The thing about this game is I have to know who did it. Me as a human playing the game has to know who did it. My character does not solve this mystery. It is me. So, let's get into it. We'll begin the trials. Henry allegedly escaped during his execution, broke through the prison bars, and headed to the council building, murdering the martial guards, traversing the holy seals, and killing the council before being apprehended at the scene. How did Henry escape? How did the accused killer break out of incarceration? Is it as the report states, or did something else happen? Henry Division is alleged to have escaped the desolation cell and murdered the council. Investigator, peel back the shroud of inscrutability and bring forward the sweet smile of truth. State your truth. Consider the facts and find your truth. Who will you accuse of this crime? Wait, oh. Wait, so Henry's escape? What about it? Wait, what would... Oh, this is going to be a lot harder than I thought. Okay. Wait, okay, it's easier than I thought. Okay. Oh, so I'm just straight up accusing someone. So wait. Henry escape. This is about Henry's escape. Henry allegedly escaped during his execution, broke through the prison bars, and headed to the council building, murdering the martial guards, traversing the Holy Seal, and killing the council before being apprehended at the scene. Okay. Kiko said she phoned Witness as she left the desolation cell after Henry's escape. Witness's phone records combined with the data from the comms tower actually placed her at the Syndicate HQ when she phoned Witness. She lied. Discarded bottle with traces of every council member's blood found under the entrance of the council building near where Akiko alleges she found Henry after the murder. There are no fingerprints on it. If Henry was being framed, this could be where the blood in his stomach came from. Henry remembers seeing New Night last night. The only statue on the island depicting the goddess is in the barracks. Did he go through there? HQ logs. Henry doesn't appear in the Syndicate HQ logs, so he didn't pass through the main entrance. This is the only way he could have got to the council building by himself. Does this prove he had help? The bridge connecting the desolation cells to the main gate island were torn apart, but it appears to be done by military-grade explosives, not demonic strength. Possible time frame. According to Akiko's account, it is not possible for Henry to have committed the crime in the given time frame. The distance covered in the time she reported is too great. Inhibitors. Henry was full of inhibitors and sedated. If that's true, how did he have the energy to escape? Akiko believes the demon inside Henry tricked the inhibitors. Akiko broke procedure. New Night, barracks tunnel across. Henry could have seen the New Night statue if he went through the tunnel connecting the desolation cell and the barracks. That tunnel door is only coded to Akiko's blood vial. Henry claims that he saw a New Night last night. The only New Night statues on the island is in the barracks, which is connected to the desolation cell by a secure tunnel. In her report, Akiko notes that she broke procedure in going to execute Henry on her own. She admits her hubris, but that doesn't exonerate her. Okay. Akiko's reports state that Henry was found with the murder weapon, Akiko's combat knife that he took during his escape. Akiko's knife. Akiko reports states that Henry assaulted Akiko and took a combat knife. Victim's blood. The medical report from Doom Jazz confirms that the blood found in Henry's stomach is that of several members of the council. It is assumed that he ingested it during the murder. Henry's testimony is very patchy, but confirms that it's possible he could have done it. So, wireless receiver. A wireless receiver on a demonic containment crate hidden inside of the council penthouse was called by Witness's phone at midnight last night. Witness suffers from death scream trauma, but denies using them to agitate Henry. He claimed to have no knowledge of the oral attack device that records and plays death screams. An oral attack device was playing high-powered death screams to Henry. An oral attack device, it is a directional speaker that was pointed at Henry's cell. Witness is the only one on the island to suffer from death scream trauma. Does he know something about this device? Witness has previously asked if anything can overcome Henry's inhibitors. He claimed it was to ensure that the islands fail perfectly. Doom Jazz told him that Henry would need a massive adrenaline spike. Doom Jazz says that death screams could potentially cause an adrenaline spike that would overcome the inhibitors. Okay, so maybe he was trying to get Henry to attack, but I don't think it worked. I think Akiko was the one to do this. But I don't think... Oh, this is about... No, this is about killing the council. Because we know he killed the house, or killed the council. I don't know, I'm just gonna say... I wish they didn't include this part. I'm just gonna say her. Are you sure you want to continue with this accusation and present your evidence to judge? Once you confirm, you'll not be able to reverse the court proceedings. I don't know. Man. Oh. I should have saved before I started this. I'm an idiot. I don't know. I'm just gonna do it. I believe this was part of a plan by Akiko, Nenrochito. The freak is lying. Toata esta ea porcari. The Grand Marshal broke the primary suspect out of prison. She put him in.
Show me your truth.
Present your evidence. Construct the truth. Wait, can I not see these? This sucks. Okay, this really sucks. Time frame in Akiko's report doesn't match up. There's no way Henry could have got off the desolation cell, made it to the council building, traversed the holy seals, and murdered the council, and be found at 03. Kiko lied. Grand Marshal, respect the civility of the courthouse. Do you have a proper response? She's making that up. The freak is making me out to be a liar. She's cooked up a little story to frame me. How did Henry cross the island, get through all of the seals, murder the council, and exit the building by 03? He's got a demon in him. The demon gave him speed and strength. There's no evidence to suggest that. That's correct, Grand Marshal. Your word here isn't good enough. You are speculating without any evidence to back it up. Present your evidence. Construct a truth. Akiko broke procedure when she went to execute Henry. She shouldn't have gone by herself. She was either doing something illicit or giving him an opportunity.
I'm a soldier.
Ah, is that the best you've got? I thought you were supposed to be the investigation freak. Speculating with nothing to back it up seems like a poor showing of Judge's big hope. She's right. That is speculation and not evidence. Present your evidence. Construct the truth. Okay, so some of this is speculation and not important. The bars on the prison bridge were supposedly torn apart by Henry with his demonic strength. Starlight analyzed the bars and found traces of thermite, not demonic residue.
I don't.
Thermite is a military-grade explosive that burns through pretty much anything. Akiko faked that part of his escape. Grand Marshal, never trust computers. Her little calculator got it wrong. Henry is demonic. What does Starlight know about demons? The freak tried to analyze something that Starlight doesn't recognize, and the closest match is thermite. Residue sample. Oh, yeah. No trace of unknown chemicals found. Thermite is an anti-material weapon and burns at an extremely high temperature. Akiko used it to open the prison bars and make it look like Henry escaped. This is a lie! Good truth. Please let us sample some more. Present your evidence. Construct the truth. Henry was dosed up with inhibitors. How could he have escaped if he was fully sedated? Doctor, was his dosage correct? Yes, Judge. As it has been for the last 10 years. Do you have anything to say, Grand Marshal? Demon inside him tricked us. It was waiting for the right moment. The inhibitors had never been right, but we didn't know. Dude, that's quite the claim. It would mean that the demon was capable of plotting and fooling us for a decade. There's no medical evidence to suggest that this happened. Very convenient that the demon pulled the trick off right at the end of the island. Why not attack sooner? This isn't hard evidence, but I'm taking it into consideration. Present your evidence. I can break Henry's alibi. Lady Love dies. Henry stands accused by everyone except you. Do the facts lie? Do you believe in the official version of events? No, the truth is distorted. The facts are wrong. Henry didn't go to the council building by himself. Fuck yeah, this is getting interesting. Henry remembers almost nothing about last night except seeing New Night. He specifically remembers seeing the goddess. She didn't speak to him. He saw the goddess. The only statue of New Night is in the barracks, and a normal citizen can't know that because the barracks are classified. Henry's been in the barracks, though. That's where detainees are processed when they're arrested. The statue is in the main barracks grounds. Prisoners don't go through there, correct, Akiko? When I was arrested on Island 13, I only ever saw the entrance to the barracks, which connects directly to the underground holding cells. Not answering that, it's classified. Grand Marshal, you'll be found in contempt if you refuse to answer. Fine. Arrested individuals are taken through the main gate and directly down into the holding cells. Henry could have only seen New Night if he went through the tunnel that connects the desolation cell to the barracks. When he was arrested and taken to the desolation cell, he'd have to go through the main barracks grounds, though. That was 10 years ago. He has lost all of his memories from that incident. The only thing that he remembers is New Night last night. This sounds like a stretch, investigator. The only way to get to the council building from the desolation cell in the window of time stated is via the front gate of the HQ. The Nightmare Computer's logs on the HQ entrance have no record of Henry going through them. I don't believe he went through them. If he didn't go through the entrance, the whole case is thrown into disarray. Henry was found with the blood of the victims in his stomach, but I don't think he ingested them himself. How else did the blood get inside him? I found this bottle on the rocks below where Henry was found. It had been used to hold blood. Starlight analyzed the blood in it and it matched the remains of all the council members. How did it get there? There are no fingerprints, but my theory is that someone took council blood from the scene, placed it in the bottle, and forced Henry to ingest it. Why? To scapegoat him for the crime. They were rushed or sloppy and casually discarded the bottle, assuming no one would question the lie. I got you, Alex. Don't worry. You can't prove this, though. The demonic sigils that cover Henry's body were found daubed in blood at the scene of the first Seal Marshals. We're solving a murder. What of them? Henry doesn't draw those symbols. There are no records of this occurring, and it is not in line with how the demon inside him behaves. The sigils formed on his skin through the projection of demonic language from the demon inside him. The demon scorched him with its own anger. Did the demon make him draw them? No. The demon doesn't micromanage Henry's actions. It just sets him on a path. Henry doesn't speak the demon's language either. I find it unlikely that Henry would perfectly recreate sigils from a language he doesn't speak. How did they get there then? Most likely drawn by whoever was trying to frame Henry. Couldn't he have copied them from his own body? Only if he had a mirror and the time to do it. Very well, excellent work. You've taken the lid off the box containing the truth. Henry's alibi is broken. I can break Akiko's alibi. Truth requires us to examine Akiko's alibi. Akiko went to execute Henry, but alleges that Henry escaped at 2352. She claims she found him outside the council building at 03. I called witness, and as I left the desolation cell to go to the barracks to organize the search for Henry. Can anyone confirm that the Grand Marshal returned to the barracks? The marshals confirmed that she went back to the barracks.
Got it.
However, it is hard to take their word as they are fiercely loyal to you and refuse to give me any physical evidence. Did you confirm the phone call? Akiko's phone records are apparently classified and the investigator isn't allowed access to them. Witness confirmed he got a call from Akiko.
When love dies,
I took Witness's phone and analyzed the records at a comms tower. Starlight did some backtracking on the calls and it appears Akiko lied. The call she made to Witness wasn't from the desolation cell. The comms tower puts her location at the Syndicate HQ, which throws her time limit of events into question and puts her near the scene of the crime. Watch your language in the House of Justice. She's lying. Her little pocket calculator's wrong. She hasn't checked my phone. The data's incorrect.
paradise feels wrong.
Witness testified that on the call from Akiko, he couldn't hear the desolation cell's distinctive, dreadful atmosphere, or the ocean.
I don't like
That isn't conclusive proof, but it still suggests she wasn't where she claims. The rock of secrecy has been lifted and the truth exposed. The Grand Marshal's alibi has been broken. I have nothing to present. You've proven that the official version of events for Akiko and Henry's movements last night are total fantasy. Combined with your evidence, you have created a truth that glints brilliantly in the light shown by the facts. I have considered your truth, ruminated on the implications, soaked in the facts, steeped the leaves of veracity, examined the grains of legitimacy. There is no jury here. I must leave it to the impartial sword of justice within me to stab through the heart of the lies and let the blood of truth flow. A truth is revealed, a truth is known, a truth proves Akiko guilty. Do you have anything to say, Grand Marshal? The harsh light of the truth has shone upon your crime, and you will be sentenced to death. You were sworn to protect your beloved council. You pledged your blade for so long. You were a beacon of purity. Now you will be executed, and the marshals will lose their leader. The island sequences will never be the same again. Why did you do it? You said I wouldn't hang for this. I beg your pardon, Grand Marshal? This was never part of the plan, you pompous Tarfa. Who are you talking to? Carmelina, you said this would work. Now I have a gun to my head, and if I'm going down for this, so are you. I have no idea what she's talking about. Tell us everything, Akiko. You have nothing left to lose. If you were set up, you can have revenge. You promised to induct my soldiers into the syndicate if I helped you. Now I'm going to be executed. You used me. You weren't careful enough, and now I'm going to die. I faked Henry's escape. I was supposed to deliver him to outside the council building, phone witness, and report that I'd found him after the council were dead. I do need to drink some water. I'll fill up my water bottle real quick. BRB. My water bottle's empty. Okay, we're back to executing justice. It is a lot of reading, especially this part where it's just going to be a trial. She's lying. She's been found out on her own little scheme, and now she's trying to take innocent people down with her. I took Henry through the barracks to the council building. The official report is a lie. Lady Loved Eyes? Sounds like a conspiracy, Judge. Open a case file. There's evidence to suggest Carmelina may have been the mastermind of a conspiracy to kill the council. Judgment has been passed. Henry's escape, convicted. Your facts have become the truth. Lady Loved Eyes, while you're in here, you do not have access to the phones you have been using to record your progress. Would you like me to save your progress now? Yes. Oh, thank God. Henry's demonic possession. A decade ago, Henry became possessed by a demon, killing his mother and allowing demonic corruption to spill out into the world. The area around his apartment was sealed off and became the dead zone. During the arrest, he killed the syndicate's exorcist, Grace Bloodlines. For the last 10 years, he has been contained and sedated in the desolation cell with inhibitors. Investigator. Starlight has logged Henry's possession a decade ago as a case file to the murder of the council. Is Starlight being overzealous, or do you believe there is something there that warrants investigation? Was someone else involved in Henry's possession and the demonic invasion that spelled doom for the island? Oh, this one actually could be Yuri. Okay. Get another sip of water real quick before reading. The Grimoire of Majida. A book on demonology written before the Great Betrayal by a scholar named Majida. Her studies were focused on speaking with the gods. I found this in the safe in Henry's apartment. How did Henry have access to this? This would have come from the Syndicate's library. Did Yuri give it to him? Record. Henry's previous rituals. Subject: Henry Division citizen. H. Division was arrested during a redacted ritual to communicate with the god. Redacted. Ritual was not completed. Minimum jail time to be served. H. Division has since been arrested and incarcerated for a completed ritual that brought demonic corruption to paradise. A full review of the failings has been initiated. Henry's school report. Subject has been placed on watch list under advisement of Syndicate School Principal LC. Suspected inclination towards celestial communication. Subject has shown repeated interest in aspects of demonology. What? Why does it look like this right here? I've never seen him look like that. It looks guilty. A book on demonology written before the Great Betrayal by a scholar named Majida. Her studies were focused on... yeah, it's the same evidence. Henry said someone gave him a book on demonology. Yuri had access to the library's vault. Has Yuri given Henry restricted books? The records in the library show that Yuri accessed the restricted vault. Amongst the most dangerous books are the grimoires about demons and communicating with gods. Did Yuri take these from the library? Okay, so wait, what am I trying to... Yeah, it's turned into an angry little Nas, for sure. During his arrest, he killed the Syndicate's exorcist, Grace Bloodlines. For the last 10 years, he's been contained and sedated in isolation cells. Inhibitors. I guess I can accuse Yuri. Because Yuri gave him the book, but he's still... Like, this is confusing because Henry did everything. Like, Henry got possessed by reading the book. He's guilty of that. Yuri just gave him the book. Like, who's truly responsible here? I mean, a cop can just accuse someone. It's the detective that would have a little trouble. I don't know. Like, this is... I mean, I guess in law, like in, I'm gonna go drug theory, you arrest the seller, not the person who possesses, really. I don't know. Fuck. I believe Yuri pushed Henry down the path to possession. Thought you were supposed to be an investigation freak. You've got nothing on me. Present your evidence. Construct a truth. Inside a safe in Henry's apartment is one of the forbidden tomes of demonology from the library vault. What's that got to do with me? Which book? The Grimoire of Majida. A frightful tome. How did a citizen come to obtain one of these restricted texts? Present your evidence. Henry told me a stranger supplied him with a tome that would lead to this possession. Someone took a shine to him and slipped him a restricted text. You think it was me? You're a joke. I had nothing to do with this. I don't consort with citizens.
Show me your truth.
Crime cannot hide.
Yuri accessed the vault that contains the book on demonology. I believe Yuri took books on demonology and gave them to Henry, preying on a vulnerable mind and pushing him towards communicating with the gods. The plan was for him to become possessed. Freak wouldn't know a plan if she saw it. She's just making up stories and you're going along with it. Exile caused her brain to rot. You're letting the freak fool you with lies, speculation, and fiction. The plan will become clear in later case files. There is a conspiracy at play, and I need you to trust me. If I get this wrong, you can reverse the conviction. I'll go back to the Idle Lands, and Yuri can walk free. Someone committed the crime to end all crimes, and the path to the truth is a winding one. We cannot go on trust. This is not justice. Do not dare to lecture me on justice. I am justice incarnate. The court trusts the investigator. Present your evidence. Construct a truth. Yuri's guilty. Do you know who I am? I have been chosen. I will be on the next council. This freak has taken away my destiny. I will burn the syndicate to the ground. Yuri, be quiet. No, I'm the blessed servant of my goddess. I was destined for greatness. I helped you, and now I'm going to die. These are the ravings of someone deceived by a god that's been caught out. Is this true, Yuri? She promised me a seat on the new council and to retrieve enchanted blue from the real world.
This is nonsense.
I got Henry the books on demonology, sent him down the dark path. The plan needed the island to end. Henry provided the answer. The truth lies within a conspiracy. I guess that was enough. I did get to accuse Yuri. I wanted to. Because he's a dick. Lady Lovedeyes, while you're in here and you do not have access to your phones and you have been using to record your progress. Yeah. Shut up. I save. The murder of Grace Bloodlines. Grace was our chief exorcist, and Henry was convicted for her murder, which he allegedly committed during his arrest. One last kiss seems to think he was set up to die. Shadows from the terror and leave only truth visible. Yeah. Confident. Cautious. The truth. The truth may still be in shadow. Do those terrible events from a decade ago have a link to the tragedy of last night? I investigated it at the behest of One Last Kiss. Who is One Last Kiss? The ghost of Grace Bloodlines. She's on the island. A ghost of a murder victim 10 years ago is on the island? Is that so hard to believe, Judge? Can you prove you are who you say you are? Haunted Complex Crescent Drifting Sands Satellite. Confirmation Grace Bloodline's unique blood code. One Last Kiss asked me to find her resting spot. I unlocked her blood vial and she confirmed the code independently. It's so nice to see everyone again. What do you have to do with the murder from last night? I was murdered 10 years ago, allegedly by Henry, who everyone here would have you believed is the council murderer. Makes you think, doesn't it? What if the two are linked? One Last Kiss asked me to investigate her murder. She believes there is more to it than the official version of events. Do you suspect her? Wait, do I suspect her of what? That's such a stupid question. What? Huh? Is there a reason for me to suspect her? Well, okay. I guess that was right. I guess no. That was such a stupid question. Paradise gets even more bizarre. The trials continue. Lady Lovedeyes, drive us along the highway of truth. Okay. Grace was our chief exorcist and Henry was convicted for her murder, which he allegedly committed during his arrest. One Last Kiss seems to think she was set up to die. Akiko didn't follow arresting procedure. She should have known better. Akiko left the room, leaving Henry and Grace together. Akiko claims it was to check on Carmelina. The sigils in Grace's body were carved into her flesh. Henry didn't have a knife at the scene, but Akiko did. Akiko claims to not know how the sigil came to be on Grace's body other than from a demonic source. Doomjazz contradicted the report about Grace's murder. He said the sigils had been carved into her body with a blade. The sigils that appear on Henry and his victims are seared into them by demonic heat from the demon within Henry. A photo of Grace Bloodline's neck from her examination. Looking closely, you can see the bruising around her throat. The marks aren't uniform. There is an area of more pressure. Doomjazz thinks it is from a wedding ring. Carmelina used to wear a wedding ring when she was married to Witness. They split about 9 years ago. One Last Kiss says that Carmelina accompanied her to Henry's exorcism. When Akiko left Grace alone with Henry, it was to speak to Carmelina. Message from Carmelina. While she was en route to Henry's exorcism, Carmelina sent a message to Akiko telling her to leave Grace unattended with Henry. She forgot to encrypt it. Leave her alone with him. Rena's murder. During his demonic possession, Henry strangled his mother, Rena, leaving demonic sigils on her body. The method is the same as Grace Bloodline's. Grace Bloodline's body was scarred with the same demonic sigils that covered Henry's body. They had been cut into her. Henry was found guilty of killing Grace Bloodlines. He strangled her during his demonic possession. Henry has no memory of killing Grace Bloodlines, but believes he did it. Okay, no one else. Okay, I think it's just straight up Carmelina here. I think that's it.
The facts and the truth.
I believe Carmelina was the architect of her murder. This is nonsense. You have no evidence. Present your evidence. Construct a truth. When Henry was arrested, Grace was meeting with Carmelina. Carmelina requested to accompany Grace on the exorcism. This is unusual as it would place Carmelina in an unnecessary amount of danger. It may be unusual, but it doesn't prove she's the perpetrator. Of course it doesn't. The investigator is trying to prove a fantasy. It may have placed me in danger, but the pursuit of knowledge sometimes requires risk. Present your evidence. While Grace and Carmelina were en route to Henry, Carmelina sent a message to Akiko. She constructed her to leave, Henry and Grace alone together. This message was intercepted before it was scrubbed from the server. Carmelina forgot to use encryption. Architect? I have no recollection of this. It sounds like a fabrication. Present. Okay. I found a photo of Grace's body that had been excluded from the report. It was hidden on the barracks server. It showed the strangle marks on Grace's neck. Doomjazz took a look at it and suggested they were done by someone who wore a wedding ring.
Is this a fact?
Carmelina wore a wedding ring at the time when Grace was killed. I suspect that Carmelina killed Grace when Henry didn't step up to do it for her. This is tenuous, isn't it? Anything could have caused that mark, couldn't it? Doctor? It is my firm opinion that this is done by a ring worn on the wedding It is my firm opinion that this was done by a ring worn on the wedding ring finger. Bruising can contain very detailed information. Preposterous! The doctor would say anything to a pretty face. Back off, architect. Leader. We'll see about that. Why would architect Carmelina have killed Grace?
Me.
Yuri gave Henry demonology books. Henry was being set up to end the island and possibly be scapegoated for the murder of the council. A dead exorcist means that the demon in Henry would still be around and useful when it came time to pin the blame on someone for last night. When Henry didn't kill Grace Bloodlines, Akiko stepped in and framed Henry, giving him a history of murder. This sounds like a conspiracy, investigator. I believe so, Judge. Very well. Absolutely not. This is a farce. Hold your tongue in the halls of justice. And that's it. There's no jury here. I must leave it. Yep. The truth is revealed. The truth is known. The truth proves Carmelina guilty. Grace Bloodlines was murdered by the hand of the architect. So this is the truth. Thank you for your work, investigator. What? How dare you? This is nonsense. This trial is over. Henry will be executed and the freak will be sent back to the Idlelands. Are you lost? We've been over this. We've pretty much disproven that Henry has killed anyone other than his own mother. This is my courtroom. I am justice incarnate. You've been found guilty. You will receive your punishments. The trials continue. Damn, Skippy. Lady Love dies. While you're in here and you do not have access to the phones, oh yeah. I'll save in case I get it wrong somehow. Who killed the Holy Seal Marshals? First Holy Seal that protects the council is made up of 2 high-ranking God Justice Marshals, fearsome warriors trained to neutralize potential threats to the council. Who killed them and how? I think this was straight up Akiko. I think all of our evidence has led to Akiko doing this. Last night, the taloned hand of death reaches out for the... Oh, Jesus Christ, what was that? What was that? My throat just gave up for a moment. That was scary. What the hell? That was weird. Last night, the taloned hand of death reached out for the first Holy Seal guards. They were butchered at their post. Who snatched the life from them? Was it the accused, or is there another truth skulking on the periphery of our knowledge? They were elite marshals and gave their lives guarding our beloved council. How were they killed and why? I'm not used to reading a lot out loud for sure. That was the weirdest thing my throat has ever done.
Paradise feels wrong.
I will show you the truth. I think it's just straight up Akiko. I don't think there's any other I don't think there's any other people that even have a slight amount of stuff. I'm pretty sure her knife is perfect. Oh, is it shown it? Possible murder weapon. It was C. Okay. Kiko's phone location. Akiko said she phoned Witness as she left the desolation cell after Henry's escape. Witness' phone record combined with the data from the comms tower actually placed her at the Syndicate HQ when the phone died. When she phoned Witness, she lied. Prisoner transfer. I found evidence that 2 citizen prisoners have been moved out of the barracks prison. The only people that have access to the barracks prison are the marshals. Akiko claims that they were processed, then returned to their cells. There is no record of this. The dead marshal blood doesn't match the records of the marshals that were supposed to be stationed there. Who was really guarding the council building? These marshals were assigned by Akiko. Akiko claims Starlight has made a mistake. Akiko told me that the blade Henry took from her is new and unused, giving it a perfect blade. So it couldn't have been Henry, because we know that they were killed by a nicked blade. And then Akiko's sword is battle damaged. It has nicks in it. Makes me mean that it could be her. Maintenance shed inhabitants. The maintenance shed near the council building shows signs of drag marks and human waste. There aren't any footprints. Maybe whoever was in there was restrained. Is this where Akiko stored the 2 prisoners she removed from the barracks prison? Crimson Acid testimony. Captain Voth was one of the Holy Seal Marshals murdered last night. He and Akiko were in an illicit relationship. Denied body examination. Akiko prevented Dr. Doomjazz from examining the bodies of the murdered First Seal Marshals. She claimed it was to honor their memory, believing she had already had the killer in custody. I don't even think I need to read the other people. I think it's just straight up her.
When love dies, all that
The Grand Marshal holds the answers. Nenorochito, you're out of your mind. You dare accuse me of murdering my own marshals. Present your evidence. They're not your marshals. An unexpected glint of truth in the riverbed of mystery. The dead bodies at the First Seal aren't marshals. That's a lie, Nenorochito. Where are the real marshals?
I have a bad
Unaccounted
feeling
for.
about this.
Do you have anything to say, Grand Marshal? I figure it's better not to speculate. So I'm not going to say they were in the barracks. Grand Marshal, this is a courtroom. Keep your language in check. A blood sample from the dead guards doesn't match any record for the marshals. She's lying. Her little PDA got it wrong. Did Starlight get it wrong? Is this really the
I
truth?
cannot hide.
This is the truth, Judge. The blood doesn't match. Those bodies are not marshals. Did you run a DNA test on the bodies?
I don't like this.
No. Dr. Doomjazz told me that the server containing the necessary DNA files has been corrupted. Is this true? Yes, Judge. My system's automated backup failed. I checked the one on the moon, and that had corrupted as well. Can we recover the data? The only people that can are on the next island, and we're in lockdown. Do you suspect foul play? There's no way to tell. Troubling. Carry on, investigator. Akiko refused to let Doomjazz examine the bodies. Why? She didn't want to dishonor their sacrifice. This is a break in procedure. They gave their lives in service. Their bodies should not be desecrated by an examination.
Love dies.
I believe she was trying to hide that the blood didn't match.
Facts.
Why?
Time is rubbed
Akiko is in relationship with Captain Voth, who was stationed at the First Seal last night. Don't you dare say his name, Nenorochito. Do you dishonor him with your lies? How do you know this, Love Dies?
bad feeling about
Crimson
it.
testified to it. Miss Acid? I can't divulge my sources, but it's true.
Love dies.
Relationships between the Grand Marshal and her troops are expressly forbidden. Dr. Doomjazz testified that the council had found out about her relationships with her troops. You really can't keep anything to yourself if you see a bit of leg, can you? I'm sorry, Akiko. I never thought you were involved with any of this. I am duty bound to aid an investigation. Did it work? Did you get laid? Enough. Do not taint the sanctity of this Church of Truth.
Like this.
Ais Kiwami told him that the council were going to strip her of her authority on the next island. If Akiko knew this, it would give her motive to kill the council. Soldiers are sworn to give their lives in service. As their commander, I didn't take the honor of a glorious death from them. Okay, then... You're lying.
The facts and the truth.
Akiko didn't want her troops to die. She knew about the murder and switched them. Can you prove that?
Fine.
Akiko removed 2 prisoners from the barracks prison. Do you have proof that they're murdered guards?
Have a bad feeling
No,
about
but they are unaccounted for. They were never logged back into the prison after being removed. Can't even make up a convincing story for a lie. The maintenance shed near the council building shows signs of habitation. There are drag marks and human waste inside.
Fine is rubbed.
Akiko stored them in there and switched them out when the time came. Do you have anything else? Present your evidence.
I have a
The
bad
guards were killed with a damaged blade. Damaged blade? The lacerations on their throat were ragged. This indicates a blade with nicks or damage would have caused them. Akiko's sword is battle damage and would have caused the messy lacerations on the victims. Akiko staged the guard murder and scapegoated Henry. This fits with her plan of faking Henry's escape. What's the grand plan, Love Dies? We've got more case files to go, Judge. What about the blade Henry was found with?
like this.
Henry's blade was a new perfect blade. It doesn't have a serrated edge. It wouldn't have made a ragged cut.
The facts and the truth are not the same.
Akiko staged the guard murder and scapegoated Henry. She made a mistake or got too cocky, though, and didn't use the right blade to kill the guards. Do you have anything else? Present your evidence. Akiko's alibi has been broken.
Show me your truth.
The facts and
Akiko staged the guard murder and scapegoated Henry. She has a previous conviction. Why else would she have aided his escape?
Show me your truth.
Akiko guilty.
paradise feels wrong.
Got anything to say about this one, Akiko? I was ordered to kill my troops. I would never do that. Bonds born on the battlefield cannot be broken. That's a lie. She's lying. I switched the guards out for prisoners and killed the fakes. Why didn't you admit it to it when you told us about the rest of your involvement? Are you stupid, Tharfa? Before all of this, I was a soldier. I will be a soldier until I die. Soldiers always see their mission through. I was not going to have my name further tarnished if you hadn't got the evidence. I will be executed regardless. Soldiers must maintain their dignity no matter what. This should be over soon. We're getting to the final legs of the investigation. KHX is missing. KHX is the Syndicate's master craftsman and designer of the second Holy Seal that protects the Council. He hasn't been seen for a number of days. We have yet to reference that I found his dead body. Jesus Christ. Was he a victim of a crafted tragedy? He disappeared a number of days ago. Strange for a syndicate member, but suspicious because he crafted the second holy seal. Did someone try to obtain the secret from him? Investigator, do you know what happened to KHX?
Test me.
Yay, I referenced it. He's dead, lying on the rocks of the coast of the island. Dead? The fangs of death grip this island so tightly. How could this happen? Investigator, please review your case file and confirm who you wish to accuse. I actually think Yuri has a good amount of evidence, but I don't know. Could be Crimson Acid, but I feel bad accusing her. Akiko's necklace found in KHX's workshop. It's broken. It was found along with an order form of repair. For a repair. Akiko claims it was in for a repair. Crimson testimony. Crimson told me that she acquired the keys to the second seal from KHX, but did it on behalf of Witness. She gave Witness the key. Witness claims this is a lie. Crimson testimony. Crimson told me that she had a relationship with KHX to get the secret of the second seal. Letter to Crimson. Unsent letter to Crimson. KHX is accusing her of using him to find the secret of the second holy seal. The key is missing, and he's going to tell Montserrat that Crimson took it. Tufted goat hair. Coarse animal hair. It looks like goat hair. It's the same color as Crimson Acid's hair. A long rambling diary of an obsessive KHX believed that with Perfect 25, the Syndicate would ascend to heaven with the gods. A target of this obsession seems to be Crimson. He references her being his queen in the astral heavens after the ascension. It seems KHX was obsessed with Crimson. Posters adorned his otherwise sparse workshop. Gaudy ring with blue sapphire found in KHX's death grip fist. Why was he clutching this so dearly when he died? Is this related to the attacker? Thanks to Lydia, looks like I can identify this as Yuri's ring. Effective immediately, beach boat trips are suspended indefinitely. Anyone found on a boat will be in breach of syndicate law. Okay, I do think it was Yuri that did this. There's less evidence. This was explained better when she was talking to me. I think it was Yuri. The tuft of hair, I'm pretty sure, was a sexual thing. Not gonna lie.
Is this a fact?
I believe Yuri's behind the disappearance. Want to save me some trouble here and cooperate, Yuri? I'm not going down without a fight, freak. You need to prove it. KHX's dead body was clutching Yuri's ring. How do you know it belongs to Yuri? Lydia confirmed it. Yuri had apparently lost it. In this case, he lost it in the hand of a murder victim. KHX had it in a death grip. I believe he pulled it off in the struggle when he knew he was going to die. He held on to it in death to give us a clue. Someone is trying to frame me. They stole my ring and planted it at the scene. Is there any evidence that the ring had been planted? None. The fist was gripping it tightly. If it had been planted, it would have had to be done before rigor mortis set in. The people are out of your minds. This wasn't me. Yuri shut down the boat rides around the island on the same day that KHX went missing.
Don't test me.
Yuri picked a bad place to dump a body and needed to make sure it wouldn't be found. Shutting down the boats is one of my duties. There's nothing out of the ordinary.
Is repulsive.
Why do it early? Who cares about the boats? They're only there for citizens to try and block out the mundanity of their existence for a few minutes. I shut them down early, so what? I was just getting work done. Fine, I got the key for the second seal for her. KHX was an unfortunate casualty. This is the ravings of someone deceived by a god that's been caught out. We'll get to it later. And you got it by force? It wasn't supposed to be like that. I offered him a council seat in hopes he'd turn. We fought and I smashed him with a tool he had laying around. How did you get the key from him? His laptop was unlocked. It wasn't hard to find. I copied the file, dumped his body, and left. Nonsense. I have considered your truth. Truth is revealed. Yuri guilty. if you just read the, I'm lucky I did this like yesterday, because if you just look at the evidence, it does look like Crimson did it. But when we had a conversation with Crimson, it was very easy to disprove everything. So it worked out. Lady Love dies. While you're in here, you do not. Oh, yeah. Council constructed a doorway to the plateau in space. The dreadful monuments there are used to open the second Holy Seal. So what is the second Holy Seal and how is it breached? Take us for a holiday to the land of truth. Let us sip cocktails on the facts on the beach of justice. With the help of KHX, the Council constructed a puzzle-based monument system on a plateau on a desolate planet outside of our solar system. The door in the Council building acts as a portal to the antique part of space. The obelisks on the beach provide the solution to the puzzle and are activated using KHX's key, or Starlight. The key carries a protocol which handshakes with the obelisk nightmare computer. Starlight can crack it. Okay, Shinji speculates that Henry could have found his way through the second seal labyrinth since demons are attuned to space. That just, we know that didn't happen, I don't think. Are we considering who broke the second Holy Seal or what? The Council constructed a doorway to a plateau in space. The dreadful monuments there are used to open the second Holy Seal. Who are we accusing of what? Of going through the second Holy Seal? I don't fucking know, man. I mean, it looks like Lydia. Let's be real. Lydia remotely accessed the terminal that contains the secret of the second Holy Seal 2 days ago. Did she set this crime up 2 days ago? It looks like Sam opened the blood lock on the third Holy Seal using Kafka Memory's blood sample 2 days ago. Was he preparing the crime? A space helmet. It smells of Lydia's perfume. A space helmet is required to traverse the second Holy Seal. Lydia's tablet. A water-damaged and corrupted tablet device. It boots up and the login screen confirms it is Lydia's. It contains a corrupted message from Witness with a data key to the nightmare computer that controls the obelisk on the beach. Cliff tire tracks. There are tire tracks on the cliff overlooking the obelisks. Lydia is the only one on the islands with a car. Lydia said that she was there to enjoy the view. Bullshit. Cliffside sketch. Someone sketched something in the dirt on the cliff and scrubbed it out. It overlooks the nightmare computer and obelisk. Was this Lydia? Her tire tracks are up there. Or up here. Lydia's tablet. Lydia's tablet is water damage corrupted, but Starlight managed to back it up. The most recently modified file is a corrupted message sent by Witness to the end with a file attached. That file is the key to the nightmare computer and that is linked to the obelisk on the beach. Lydia claimed to know nothing about it. Someone used a remote access device to interface with the nightmare computer that controls the obelisks on the beach. It happened 2 days and is an anonymous login. It happened 2 days and is an anonymous login. Okay. The data key Witness sent Lydia was coded for remote access. Witness to the end. A wireless receiver on a mnemonic containment crate hidden inside the council penthouse was called by Witness's phone at midnight last night. Witness and Crimson. Crimson told me that Witness pressured her to get the key that unlocks the secret of the second seal from the designer KHX. Witness wanted to know about the second seal. Comms blackout. Lydia has told me that there was a time when she couldn't contact Yuri. She phoned him while she was at the Paradise Gates but couldn't get through. His phone records confirm this. Shinji found a space helmet discarded near the entrance of the second seal. There were pink petals near the helmet. There aren't any flowers in the council building. Yuri wears pink flowers on his hat, though. The logs on the nightmare computer connected to the obelisk showed that Yuri accessed to them, meaning he knows the secret of the second Holy Seal. Yuri slipped up. He admitted he knows the secret of the obelisks. Oh, it could be Yuri. I'm actually down to accuse Yuri again. Because I think this was all kind of explained away, not necessarily well, but like she was being set up. I think Yuri might have been trying to set up Lydia, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna accuse Yuri for fun, because I don't like him.
Is this a fact?
I believe Yuri had a plan to get through the seal. I thought you were supposed to be an investigation freak. You've got nothing on me. Yuri was found guilty of KHX's murder, and KHX created the second seal, but I need more than that.
Show me your truth.
Present your evidence, construct a truth.
Crime can
The nightmare computer attached to the obelisk shows that Yuri accessed it. This means he knows the secret of the second holy seal and had the data key from KHX.
Worthless.
Doesn't prove anything, freak. It doesn't mean I went through the seal. He's right.
Show me your truth.
Yeah, this might have been wrong. Yuri slipped up under questioning and admitted to knowing the details about the second seal, something he'd only know if he went through the seal. But that's also true. Just using the obelisk doesn't mean you would know what is on the other side of the door in the council building. You would have to step through it to find out. It doesn't prove he was there last night. It doesn't prove that he used the key. Someone could have told him that what this is inside the second seal looks like.
Show me your
Present your evidence.
I don't.
Council have to traverse the plateau in space and use astronaut helmets to do so. One had been discarded outside of the entrance to the second seal. Wait, what if Lydia was trying to frame Yuri? Oof. Same pink petals that Yuri wears in his hat were found in the same spot. Is this a joke? Petals? Is that all you got, freak? Yeah, I think this is wrong, TBH. I can break Yuri's alibi. He claims he went in the celebratory gardens directing the fairy woman. The architect said she saw him earlier in the evening, so he left to perform his duties. Do you have anything that contradicts this? Lydia told me that Yuri was unreachable for a period of time around the time of the murder.
Got it.
Yuri claims that's a byproduct of the burst from the reality folding drive. There have been instances of that.
Fact.
At the precise time when the entire council were murdered?
Paradise feels.
Doesn't have to. All I have to show is that there was a gap in your alibi. Gaps breed possibility, and there's a possibility that you weren't where you say you were. Your alibi relies on an unprovable coincidence. There were no other reports of communications blackouts, and past occurrences of them are extremely rare.
Show me your truth.
Okay.
The core.
The facts and the
Oh,
truth
Yuri
are
guilty.
not the same.
Was this part of your orders, Yuri?
When
Does this have anything to do with Carmelina's child?
remained
What
just
child?
me.
The truth lies within her alibi. You need to disprove Carmelina's alibi, investigator. I had nothing to do with the dreadful events of last night. I was at Witness's apartment all night until we were summoned by Judge for the crisis meeting. That's true. The building logs confirm her entry time at 9 p.m. and her exit after the murder. Are you able to disprove it? Witness stepped out onto the balcony for 5 minutes to take a call from Akiko. Carmelina was unaccounted for in those 5 minutes. Takes more than 5 minutes to get to the council building, commit a crime, and return, doesn't it? Building logs would have registered her returning.
Sorry.
That's true.
Paradise feels
Then
wrong.
Carmelina architected the island. She constructed a network of trans-dimensional corridors that allow her to move across the island in an instant.
Believe what you want.
That is absolute nonsense. Secret trans-dimensional corridors? Are you serious? Is this truth really hiding in these bizarre facts?
Lines.
I found Carmelina's son in a hidden vault on the mountain. His name was Daino Nagate, and he gave me this key which looks like the corridors. Which unlocks the corridors. From this vault, the corridors connect to Witness's apartment and the council building.
Crime is repulsive.
In the 5 minutes Witness was out on the balcony taking a call, Carmelina could have used a corridor to get to the council building. This is a shocking revelation. Starlight can verify my movements. User LLD traveled between the exits of these corridors in 0.021% of the time it would take on foot. This is all a lie the investigator cooked up. I have verified Starlight's data. Lady Love Dice is telling the truth. Why not create a corridor straight into the penthouse? I don't believe you can make a corridor if you don't know the destination. Carmelina has never been to the penthouse, so she couldn't make a corridor to it. There is a corridor leading from the outside of the penthouse back to Daino Nagate's vault. I believe he inherited his mother's power to make corridors and escape back to his room by making a corridor. I never expected anything like this, Loved Eyes. Carmelina had a window of opportunity and used it to travel via her secret corridors, get Dainon Agate and deposit him in the council building. Carmelina went into isolation 25 years ago. Why? No one knows. She claimed it was to work on a new project, but no one in the syndicate ever saw what the result was. I think she had a child in secret. Ais Kiwami. He and Dainon Agate had the same blood. Had? Ais took his own life years ago. Dainon Agate killed himself when I found him. Why? We'll get to that later, Judge. This sounds like a conspiracy. Architect Carmelina's alibi is broken. I took Carmelina's pet killer through the seal. You took Dainon Agate through the seal? Shit. And the rest of the seals. I delivered the killer to the penthouse. Can you prove that? I'm going down anyway. The third seal is a blood lock. Dainon Agate has council blood. Ais Kiwami. She got herself a killer that could bypass the seal. And the fourth seal? You need to have godliness for that one. She took god flesh from Crying Grudge and fused it to Dainon Agate. The barrier opened right up.
What?
I did no such thing. What happened after that? The kid was supposed to kill everyone and the second seal would leave him locked in the penthouse. I waited for him to finish. The council were just coming out of their meditation, so they should have all gone down easily. Then I heard gunshots and the kid came limping out. He created some kind of magic portal in the wall and disappeared. I've been played. Carmelina messed up and now I'm going to get a bullet for it. If I'm going down, so's she. What about Henry? Was he part of the plan? Of course, he was a scapegoat, set up to look like the killer years ago. What about the blood in Henry's stomach? After the kid disappeared, I went in to get the blood from the council. I bottled it and made Henry drink it outside. It was supposed to be the perfect cover. I only grabbed a bit of blood. It was everywhere. I don't know what it was, but there was something weird in the shadows of that room. Yuri has confessed, and Henry's alibi is broken. Anything to say, Carmelina? Give me 1 second. I'm going to go use the bathroom real quick. Uno momento. Okay, I am back. Okay. I created Perfect 25. This is how you repay me? You all make me sick. You turn on each other as soon as it aids you. Did you create a child to kill the council? Don't dare to accuse me, freak. I have nothing to say to you. Damn, we did not have a lot of evidence to go on for Yuri. They tried to trick me by having so much evidence for Lydia that it looked like she had to have done it. She just looked very stupid. I did. Oh, yeah. Someone breached the third holy seal and took a step away from innocence, towards crime. Please bring us a meal of truth so that we may gorge on justice. A blood lock that is coded to the council members. To get through it, you either need council blood in your body or a sample to trick the lock. Yuri has already given us a confession. He says that he took Dainon Agate through the seals. Yuri already has a death sentence for his part in the second seal, and Dainon Agate is already dead. Do you believe there's more going on here? Did someone else go through the seal? Yes. Urias testified that Henry was set up as a scapegoat. Will this change your truth? Who went through it? Doomjazz is missing a sample of Kafka Memory's council blood from his clinic. Did Doomjazz use it? Kafka login. Kafka Memory logged in the third seal bloodlock twice recently. Logged into the third seal bloodlock twice recently. Once last night and once 2 days ago. According to the bloodlock, the council only enter the penthouse as a group. The missing sample from Doomjazz's clinic was from Kafka Memory. Was this sample used to get into the council building? Henry's blood. The third seal bloodlock has a record of Henry's blood being used on the lock last night. If Ais Kiwami was his father, Henry had the council blood needed to open the lock. Secret records of financial transactions between Ais Kiwami and Rena Division, Henry's mother. They're dated about 5 months back before Henry was born. Henry's father was Ais Kiwami, a council member. The two samples match. That gives Henry the council blood he'd need to get through the third seal bloodlock. I have yet to see his eyes. Those are weird. Yeah, Yuri has just admitted to this, but we know other information that said that other people had gone through the lock. Remote access 2 days ago. Lydia remotely accessed the terminal that contains the secret of the second holy seal 2 days ago. Did she set the crime up 2 days ago? Hey, I appreciate the sub. Thank you. Thanks, Owen. You're awesome, man. Kafka login 2. Oh wait, blood chiller. A container used to keep blood cool. There's a used blood sample bottle in the chiller. The label had been scratched off, but the first letter of the name is K. Found at Sam's whiskey distillery in the Dead Zone. Sam had been seen snooping in Doomjazz's clinic. Is this related? There's a sample of the council member Kafka Memory's blood missing from the secure container in Doomjazz's clinic. Sam has been seen snooping in there. Sam's knowledge. Sam slipped up under questioning. He knew I was asking about the third seal when I mentioned a bloodlock. Kafka Memory logged in to the third seal bloodlock twice recently. Once last night and once 2 days ago. According to the bloodlock, the council only entered the penthouse as a group. Missing sample of Doomjazz's clinic or Kafka Memory was a sample used to get into the council building. I appreciate you, Owen. Thank you. Secret corridors. Carmelina can make transdimensional corridors. Jesus. Yes, we know about him. We know that he went through. Why are they giving me the ability to accuse him? We know that he went through. But someone else went through. I'm sorry, Sam.
Paradise feels wrong.
I believe Sam went through the bloodlock.
What?
Why me? I don't have anything to do with it, do I? Present your evidence. Construct a truth. I don't know. There's no proof that he actually went through the lock, only that he had the means to. He also had the means to make it through the fourth lock as well, because he had a lump of god flesh that he was holding onto for witness. This might all be able to be explained away. Fuck, I don't know. I'm just going with my gut here. I don't know why Sam would be there. Doesn't really make sense, but fuck it. Doomjazz caught Sam snooping around his clinic. He discovered that a sample of council blood had been taken. That blood was Kafka Memories. What? I wasn't snooping. I was there to collect my prescription. Doctor, can you be sure the blood sample was taken when you found Sam snooping? No. Timestamps aren't recorded. Sam has a secret whiskey distillery in the dead zone. I found a medical refrigeration unit there. Inside was a blood vial with a scratched off label. The only letter I can make out is K, presumably for Kafka.
I have a bad feeling.
Kafka memory logged into the bloodlock 2 days ago without the rest of the council. Why is that important?
I don't like this.
I don't believe we do. I think the key to this case is what happened 2 days ago.
Show me your truth.
I can break the Daybreak's alibi. Tell me about Lydia and Sam's alibi. Lydia told me she went off to Paradise Gates with Sam. They started the warm-up sequence and were waiting there while the murder happened. The Nightmare computer logs on the gate confirmed this. The warm-up sequence had started at 23:57. Have you got anything that contradicts this? As it happens, an alibi for last night is irrelevant. The crimes began a number of days ago. What do you mean?
Sure.
I found evidence that suggests the Daybreaks were involved with this crime, but their involvement did not occur last night.
Pulses.
They breached the holy seals to sow the seeds of crime 2 days ago. The crime was not one of opportunity. An opportunity was crafted and required prior planning. All evidence I present against them must be taken in this context. Whatever happened last night had the groundwork laid by the Daybreaks 2 days ago. What is this evidence? Trust me, Judge. When we get to it, we'll cover it. The truth is a meal. All ingredients need to be present. I wouldn't do this for anybody else, but there's a reason that I called the investigation freak out of exile. The court trusts you.
What are you talking about?
The hell, this isn't right.
Come on, LD.
Fancy Adeline?
After all this time, how can you suspect us? We were waiting to leave paradise. This is a joke, LD. You've taken some facts and made a lie, not a truth. You've twisted the world into a new image. You are wrong, LD. Not question my decision when you are within the domain of justice. You have stopped at the highway service station of truth. Lydia and Sam's alibi is broken. Present your evidence. I have considered your truth. Okay.
The court.
Sam, guilty. This is unraveling, isn't it? The grand scheme was supposed to work, wasn't it?
It's a fact.
Got something to tell me, Sammy? I am loyal to one person, aren't I? My love. I am not loyal to those that would conspire and fail, am I? Witness was planning something, wasn't he? He's failed, though, hasn't he? I was supposed to be innocent, wasn't I? I promised to help Witness with his conspiracy so I can leave the next island, didn't I?
I have a bad feeling.
You went through the 4th seal for Witness? If I'm going to die here today, I want to take down Witness with me, don't I? He's messed up, didn't he? The Daybreaks ride together, Sammy, baby. I helped as well, LD. You should be quiet, Lydia, shouldn't you? Let me do this, won't you? I'll knock that skull off your neck if you tell me to be quiet again. We're the Daybreaks. We do everything together. I ain't living out without you, Sammy. He helped Witness deliver a cargo to the council building. We breached the seals together and got into the penthouse. What was in the cargo? I don't know. Besides, you're the investigation freak. You figure it out. I just got through it in the 1st and 2nd seals. And I did the 3rd and 4th, didn't I? When was this? We delivered the cargo a few days ago, LD. Got it all set up.
Damn it, LD.
It was 2 days ago, LD. I don't know what the hell happened in that building last night, but we were in there 2 days ago.
Making the wrong decision.
We followed Witness's plan and opened all the seals. We took his crate through and hid it in the penthouse.
Facts and the truth.
Crime to end all crimes, set up 2 days ago. We didn't go through last night. If you got evidence for any of these clowns going through the seals last night, it stands. A conspiracy, Love dies. The stench of crime gives way to the perfume of truth. She's guilty of breaching the seals. We already have a confession of guilt from Yuri. How do Sam and Lydia figure into this?
Don't like
Sam and Lydia confessed that they didn't go through last night. They entered the penthouse several days ago. Do you believe they are involved in the same plot? No. I believe there are 2 competing conspiracies. Very well. A truth is revealed, a truth is known, a truth proves. Yuri and Denina.
Guilty.
Thanks. Yep. Yep. Who breached the fourth holy seal? Fourth holy seal requires godliness to get through. I need to find out how someone tricked the seal. The fourth holy seal lies deep within the dense fog of abstruse mysteries and the island has to offer. Lady Love dies. What is the fourth holy seal? It requires godliness to pass through. Godliness. How did the council pass through it? Montserrat owned a piece of Crying Grudge's flesh in a pendant. That would allow him to open the seal. This means that the council can only enter with Montserrat. Yuri has already given us a confession. He says that he took Dainonagate through the seals. Yuri already has a death sentence for his part in the second seal, and Dainonagate is already ready. Do you believe there's more going on here? Did someone else go through this seal? Yeah,
Crime is repulsive.
but we have a confession. Lydia and Sam breached the seals. Is that the whole truth, or does another truth lurk here? I'm thinking back. Yeah, so Yuri, Sam. No, that's the only truth. I think. I discovered a safe in Sam's bar containing a lump of strange flesh. This is what Godflesh carved from Crying Grudge. A safe containing Godflesh. What is going on?
This a fact?
Sammy had a secure safe in the storeroom of his bar. I cracked the code and found Godflesh. I am horrified by this revelation.
And the truth.
Sam told me that the Godflesh he had in his safe was being stored for witness. Who said it was for the good of the Syndicate? Sam claims to not know what it was when he was given it. I went to see Crying Grudge. He told me that Witness carved a lump of his flesh off. A god was defiled? What is this heresy? Crying Grudge has some stories to tell. His flesh was used to breach the fourth holy seal. Unthinkable! Sam's got through the fourth holy seal, putting him outside the crime scene. A truth is revealed, a truth is known, a truth proves Sam guilty. We already have a confession of guilt from Yuri. How do Sam and Lydia figure into this?
Hide.
Sam and Lydia confess that they didn't go through last night. They entered the penthouse several days ago. Do you believe they are involved in the same plot? No.
Me.
Very well. Yuri already confessed to taking Dainonagate through the seals. Truth is revealed.
Court finds Yuri
Yuri and Dainonagate for the... Did we just rewind and go through the same thing again? We just got the same information. The Mysteries of the Dead Killer Demon. Yeah, that's Sam and Lydia. Demonic invasions occur in most islands, and the marshals hunt the demons down. What the hell is this doing inside the council penthouse? That's Witness, Sam, and Lydia. Lady Love dies. You have a case file about a killer demon inside the penthouse. The truth is, in play grow bizarre, like an old tree grows gnarled. A killer demon? What killer demon?
Test me.
I found a dead killer demon inside the council penthouse. There aren't supposed to be any demons on the island. Killer demon in the council penthouse? What was it doing there? It has the blood of several council members on its claws. It was involved in the murder of the council. It appears that it burst out of a hidden security crate and attacked the council. How did it die? Montserrat shot it during the murder. There was a Fukada bullet that came from Montserrat's gun in the killer demon's head.
Repulsive.
Anything to do with your cargo, Lydia? Black security crate? Yep,
Like this.
that's it. It really contained a killer demon. Looks like it. That makes Witness guilty.
Wrong.
Working in the light of the gods makes me guilty of nothing. You need to prove any accusations in court. He's right. The dark deduction of the dead demon's destruction is for another case file. The truth about where it came from must be dredged in the swamp of mystery first. Damn, going on to 3 hours of stream. God dang. I do not think it was Henry at all. Okay. I do think it was Witness, obviously. Carmelina confessed to using the bunker as a lover's retreat. She said that the Witness continued to use the illegal lab after they split. Crimson told me Witness was secretly studying demonology. One Last Kiss told me that she had seen Witness using the tunnel behind Sam's bar to access the dead zone. The crate in the council penthouse had a remote receiver on it. The ID number on it matches the mysterious number Witness dialed last night at midnight. This crate was used to house the demon that was in the penthouse. It came from the secret demonology bunker that Witness used. Hidden bunker in the dead zone was used for demonic experimentation. The lock on it is coded to Witness and Carmelina's blood vials. Obvious.
Paradise feels wrong.
The righteous man transgressed. Witness is the origin of the killer demon. Laughable! I am a holy man, not a sinner. I found the killer demon along with the demonic containment crate in the penthouse. Demonic containment crate? It is some kind of incarceration device that imprisons the demon with holy restraints. There are bindings and manacles covered in holy wards. These restrained the killer demon and kept it contained. Why? It was likely placed there ahead of time as a means to kill the council. Present your evidence. Construct a truth.
Is this a fact?
There's a secret demonology lab hidden within the dead zone. The lock on it is coded to Witness's blood vial. That is an old panic room. I never used it for demonology. Someone has planted that evidence. That lab has the same crates as the one in the penthouse during the extermination 10 years ago. Witness managed to capture a killer demon and contain it. A heretical accusation. How could I have done that? There's a tunnel running from Sam's bar to the dead zone. Witness has been seen using it to access the dead zone. Seen by who? A sinner that would besmirch the name of a holy man?
Show me your truth.
Is this a fact?
Carmelina confessed to me that Witness maintained a secret demonology lab on the island in an abandoned bunker. Lies, lies, lies! This is the persecution of the holy. Present your evidence.
Crime is red.
Last night at midnight, Witness made a phone call to an unknown number. That number matches the number on the receiver attached to the demonic containment crate inside of the penthouse. The receiver was designed to open the crate when it received a call. This would let the killer demon out, presumably to attack the council. A ridiculous accusation. Why would I want to release a killer demon? Demons are abominations.
Feels wrong.
Why not explain how the phone number you dialed matches the receiver? I can't explain a lie fabricated by a sinner. Can you prove this accusation? I verified the data using Witness's personal phone and a comms tower. He made a call and the receiver picked it up, unlocking the demonic containment crate. Lies.
Show me your truth.
Crime.
You have the testimony of Lydia and Sam. People who face a death sentence have nothing to lose. They can say whatever they want. There's no consequence when you stand over the precipice of execution. He's right, investigator. Present your evidence.
The court finds
Witness is guilty. You have overseen so many wonderful islands. Why turn your back on us now? Such is the burden of a martyr. You may think of me as a sinner, but I work for a holy purpose. You have all strayed from the path and the gods weep.
Love dies.
I hope they weep for you as well. What was the play here? The killer demon was placed in the penthouse as a remote weapon. The security crate was hidden in the room. When the killer demon was released, it attacked everyone in the room on sight. That sounds risky. I don't know if it was meant to kill all of the council. Just the presence of the killer demon would be enough to scare the council. Oh, yeah. We're almost done. Please, I'm struggling to read. I need help. Last night, the council were murdered as they birthed the next island through meditation. Was it a power player killing for kicks? Who did it and why? I think the demon killed everyone except for Montserrat, and then Dynamante killed Montserrat. That's my theory. Crime to end all crimes, the murder in the night, the paradise killer. Who killed the council? The truth has aged like a fine whiskey. How does the whiskey on this island taste? Pour us a glass of truth, so that we may sip upon a vintage blend of justice. I want to know who held the knife. If a killer was set up by a mastermind, we will deal with that later. I want to know who gripped a knife of murder in their palm of guilt. Yuri has testified that Henry was set up as a scapegoat. Will this change your truth? Show us the ultimate truth. Demon inside the council penthouse has been shot in the head. Perfect knife-like claws covered in the blood of the council members. Demon was shot in the head at large caliber Furcata round by Montserrat. This demon was definitely involved in an attack on the council. The council members were killed by a perfect blade. The killer's demon has perfect knife-like claws covered in the victim's blood. So we want to know who killed them? Okay, well, it doesn't let us say witness, so I'm just going to say, I think the demon killed everyone, and then Dainanagate only got the chance to kill Montserrat. So that's what I'm going with.
When love dies, all that
The killer demon is the paradise killer. Killer demon was in the penthouse surrounded by blood and murder victims. I'm pretty certain he wasn't invited in for a beer.
I have a bad
The victims were all killed in an attack with a clean, perfect blade. Killer demon's claws are covered in the blood of the council, and they are large like knives. They are perfectly formed with clean edges. The killer demon was shot in the head by Montserrat during the attack. Montserrat was acting in self-defense. Killer demon has a bullet in its head. That bullet came from Montserrat's gun. It was pretty clear from the scene that Montserrat shot the killer demon in self-defense. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, it may not even...
The court finds the dead demon guilty.
the facts and the truth.
Witness implemented a vile plan to kill the council. Yeah, he's dead already. The Onyxian claws of conspiracy tear at the flesh of this island. I can feel the dreadful shadow of the conspiracy looming over us. Review the evidence, investigator. Wait, what am I reviewing? Review the evidence and prepare to speak with judge. Okay. Witness had an imprisoned demon within the dead zone. The demon was found dead at the scene of the murder of the council. Witness remotely unlocked the crate containing the demon of the council penthouse. Witness had been using Sam's secret tunnel to access the dead zone. Witness took Godflesh from Crying Judge to get through the seals. Lydia transported some kind of form of cargo through the grate on the side of the council building. Sam used Kafka Memory's blood to get through the third seal 2 days before the murder. Lydia received a key to the second seal via email. Witness recruited Lydia and Sam into his conspiracy.
When love dies,
I believe that Witness initiated a conspiracy to kill the council last night. Witness has become a fanatic. He has radicalized himself as a devoted servant of the gods.
got it.
He believes the syndicate has strayed from the holy mission, and I believe he wanted to put the fear of gods in us.
Like
Montserrat was devolving into paranoia and was becoming a dictator. Witness has repeatedly voiced his opposition to Montserrat's plans for the next island. Witness took matters into his own hands.
don't test me.
Carmelina told me about Witness becoming rebellious against Montserrat's plans. Witness openly rejected Montserrat's plans to wipe certain events from history and tighten his grip over Syndicate members.
Crime cannot
Witness has become obsessed with the idea of cleansing tide of demon. Idea of a cleansing tide of demons. Like the ancient Great Flood, he wanted the Syndicate to be forced to start again.
Is this a fact?
The key to Witness's plans was planting a killer demon inside of the council penthouse. That demon would kill the council and he'd get away with it. Witness made a call at midnight to a demonic containment crate that had been hidden in the penthouse, unlocking it remotely and allowing it to start its attack. Witness had been experimented in demonology in a secret bunker within the Dead Zone. He imprisoned the killer demon and later weaponized it. Sam had a secret tunnel running from his bar to the Dead Zone. Witness used that to subvert the security on the Dead Zone and get in. Witness recruited Lydia and Sam into his conspiracy by promising to let them leave the Syndicate on the next island. 2 ex-assassins are perfect tools. Witness got the demon containment crate into the council building by using Lydia. She rappelled down from the roof of the penthouse and took it through the maintenance grate. Jesus. Lydia went through the second seal on Witness's behalf.
The facts are
Sam went through the third seal using the blood of Kafka memory several days before the crime.
got it.
For the fourth seal, Witness took Godflesh from Crying Grudge to bypass the barrier.
Crime cannot hide.
Lydia and Sam worked together to get the demonic grate through the seals and into the penthouse a few days before the murder. The plan isn't foolproof. There were too many variables. Pinning your hopes on a wild killer demon and believing it would be traced back to you was foolish. No doubt the intention was a scare tactic more than anything else, but the fear of the gods and the council to enact change. Use the killer demon as the messenger of angry gods to reshape the Syndicate. The plan didn't have to be perfect to get what you wanted. All you needed was a catalyst for change. Why, Witness? I am surrounded by sin and heresy. You are all focused on the islands of your own little ambitions. What about the gods? What about our holy mission? All but one of the pyramids sit empty and we have existed for millennia. We are an embarrassment to the gods. The Syndicate needed rebuilding.
I have a bad thing.
And you would be the one to do it? The who is irrelevant. More important is why and how. Re-establish the priority of our faith. Resume our holy mission. Bathe in the radiance of our gods. I must die a martyr. I tried. I really tried to do the work of our astral lords. I wasn't enough, though. The sin on this island was too great. I hope heaven isn't everything you want it to be. I hope heaven is everything you wanted it to be. Witness to the end. You are found guilty of conspiring to kill the council. Your punishment is death. The tendrils of conspiracy snake around us. Starlight has a case file that will help us chop back to the tendrils and expose the truth hiding within. Review the evidence, investigator. Yuri admitted to taking Dainonagate through the seals. Carmelina's alibi was designated to look watertight. She was the witness the whole night. However, she knew Witness stepped out on the balcony to take calls. When she did, she slipped out the transdimensional door. Do I actually need to read all these? I don't want to. Sorry, my throat's starting to hurt from all this reading. So I'm just reading it in my head a little bit. We've already gone through all this stuff throughout the trial. So I think it's fine if we don't read it this time. Can you explain this conspiracy? Can you refine the truth from the ore of crime?
Test me.
I believe that Carmelina initiated a conspiracy to kill the council last night. She created Perfect 25 and wanted to make sure it was hers. Carmelina is being punished for her father's crimes. The Silence family were barred from ever being one of the council as part of the punishment. Crimson told me that Carmelina has put in a number of motions to join the council and have all been denied. She's a genius architect and that helped the Syndicate birth a potentially perfect island. Does she feel she deserves a seat on the council? She knows the 25th island will be perfect. Is she worried she won't get credit for it? Witness testified that he is worried that Carmelina has changed. Maybe she expects more reward for her craft.
Love dies.
Carmelina had a secret child, Dainonagate, she kept hidden in a trans-dimensional corridors that she built with her skills as the architect. Dainonagate's father was Aizuki-Wami. The council blood from his father would allow Dainonagate to breach the bloodlock on the third holy seal.
Or a treat.
Carmelina presumably learned that Henry had been fathered illegitimately through eyes and had been kept a secret. That meant that she could get a secret child as well.
When love dies.
When I found Dainonagate, he told me his mission had been to kill the council. He had a knife slick with blood of council members. He completed his mission. Dainonagate would birth a new syndicate, dying for Carmelina's sins. Carmelina took a lump of flesh from the god, crying grudge, to get through the fourth seal. She fused this to Dainonagate's body.
Don't test me.
Yuri said he took Dainonagate through the seals.
Crime is
Yuri confessed to being recruited by Carmelina.
paradise.
Yuri is guilty of going through the second seal.
Crime is
Yuri got the key to the second seal from KHX under orders from Carmelina.
I don't like this.
I believe Yuri helped Henry obtain forbidden books on demonology.
The facts and the
If Henry became possessed by a demon, it would initiate the end of the island and allow Carmelina's plan to be put into play. Henry's possession called for an exorcism. Carmelina wanted Henry to kill Grace bloodlines to give him a prior history of murder. When he didn't step up, Carmelina intervened and killed Grace herself.
I don't
A demonically possessed citizen would be a perfect tool.
mind.
Carmelina recruited Akiko into her plan.
Paradise.
Akiko aided her by purposefully leaving Henry alone with Grace.
Is this
Akiko faked Henry's escape, putting a possible killer into play.
the facts?
Akiko knew the first seal marshals would be killed and switched them to protect her beloved marshals.
When love dies.
Carmelina's plan was achieved by using her trans-dimensional corridors.
I have a bad feeling.
Her alibi looked perfect, but she knew Witness would leave the room when he got a call.
I have a bad
She knew Akiko would call at the right time and use the opportunity to slip out of the Witness's apartment, get Dainonagate, and deliver her, the killer, to the council building. Do you have anything to say, Architect? You people would have nothing if it weren't for me. All these islands that you drifted along on, all your tragic little lives, all given to you by me. I facilitated the syndicate. I craft your homes. I have never been rewarded for my work, never been on the council, always living off to the side. Not even Perfect 25 got me the recognition I deserve. I don't expect the world, just some kind of reward to show what I did was worth it. Was it this worth it? It would have been. You shouldn't have been called down. I'd crafted a perfect lie. How did you know you'd be made leader during the crisis?
perfection.
That's the irony. I didn't. I didn't expect Justice Incarnate to reverse the law and make me leader. So what was the play on the next island? When the chips are down, every one of the syndicate is a coward and a sycophant. You all want your little bits of power and for your little lives to carry on tickling by. The next council would be scared. All seniority would be gone, and I would be the one that had crafted Perfect 25. I could make sure I had the throne. My father was a victim, but treated like a criminal. He was executed by a coward. You people never appreciate what others do for you. The Grand Marshal would give you a loyal army to make sure of it. The plan failed. The truth is known. You arrogantly believed everyone would believe Henry, a citizen, was capable of breaching the Holy Seals and murdering the Council. Justice is immune to arrogance. A hideous, heinous truth, a vile truth, Architect. You have been found guilty of conspiring to kill the Council. Your punishment is death. The Parlor of Justice has played host to the truths of the investigator. Were the truths as expected? Did esoteric knowledge reveal the truth, or did it remain hidden in mystery? The investigator will become the executioner and will execute justice. Yay, we're done! Grand Marshal Akiko 14. The verdict is... execute. Blam, 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 blam. Architect Carmelina, the verdict is execute. Crimson Acid, the verdict is release. No crimes, baby. Dr. Doom Jazz, the verdict is release. No crimes. The accused, Henry Division, the verdict is release. No crimes. Except for that one. Fairy Woman, Lydia Daybreak, the verdict is execute. Blam, 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 blam. Sam Daybreak, the verdict is execute. Witness to the end, the verdict is execute. Secretary Yuri Knight, the verdict is execute. The Unforgiving Spectre, One Last Kiss. The verdict is release. No crimes committed, baby. The Bizarre Killer Demon. The verdict is execute. But it's already executed. You have proven that Henry had nothing to do with the crime to end all crimes. He was nothing more than a pawn in a dreadful game of murder and secrecy. You have earned the title of Grand Investigator. Your weapon is unlocked. On the next island, you will reform the Paradise Psycho unit. Island 24 is about to die. Island 25 waits for us. What kind of island will it be? Almost done. Are you happy with your truths? Did you get the convictions you wanted? You entered into a battle with the facts and the truths and the suspects. Did you emerge victorious? The courtroom could only allow so many truths to emerge from their hiding places. Are there more to hunt? If you believe that things are not as they seem, there is still a way to punish the guilty. Grand Investigator Lady Lovedies, I will leave you to execute justice at your discretion. Punish those that you deem guilty. Execution or exile are viable punishments. You may also let them go free. Please work with the best interests of Perfect 25. Thank you, Judge. It will be my honor to execute justice. When you are ready to wave goodbye to Island 24, do so from the rear view mirror in Lydia's car. The car will take you through the Paradise Gates to Perfect 25. Use it at your discretion. Da, 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 da. Man, I'm not killing everyone. They didn't do anything. Those of you which have not been found guilty of destroying Paradise may leave and wrap up your business before we move to Perfect 25. A marshal shall take Henry back to his cell. Marshals will clear away the executed. They will not be remembered. They will not be honored. She completed the job. Was there more to do? The investigator always trusted her heart. She would decide if Paradise had been saved. We are on Perfect 25, so it must be saved. Saved isn't a binary state. Solving a crime doesn't mean the world is fixed. That's scary. It is. I hope she knew what she was doing. I'm sure she did. This is Lady Lovedies we're talking about. The investigation freak, mind you. Time for you to die. We will never have to work together again. I hope that crime can be eradicated and Paradise can be perfect. This is an unrealistic dream. Crime affects every society. You're right. Syndicate's way of governing is flawed. It always will be. I look forward to working with you again. Truth will always need an investigator and a judge. When you have finished executing justice, please move to the next island.
Sorry.
Oh, now I gotta walk everywhere. So I gotta go down to Lydia's car from here. I almost missed that. Oops. Got to complete the game. Complete the game. Oh, sorry. In 100%ing this game at one point did feel very like I could get lost very easily. But now I feel like I know exactly where I'm going. Like I feel like I know this little land like the back of my hand. Gotta go up there to get to Lydia's car. With Lydia gone, I guess I need to drive out of here. Is it time to go? Yeah. Yeah, I think it is. Time to get out of here. Closing Island Sequence 24 applications. Ready for Island Sequence 25. Woof. Oh, you're coming too, aren't you? Woof, woof. Okay then, in the car. Perfect 25 awaits. A new island, a new council. The syndicate has been changed forever. Facts and truth, truth and facts. Paradise needs saving. Was it worth it? Was it saved? I breathed life back into paradise. Time for Perfect 25. I'm gonna miss Love Dies. We could have had something special. Nothing brings people together like the impending obliteration of a pocket of reality. Still, at least the case of Perfect Killer got out of exile. I wonder if her truths were right. I guess I'll never know. I hope Perfect 25 was worth it. Obviously, I hope they all die in a fire, but for their sakes, I hope they enjoy it. I've only known humans for a short amount of time, but they all seem to be idiots that only work for themselves. I'm sure they'll fuck it up nicely. Anyway, time to watch reality die. That was fun. That was a fun little mystery. The final stream of it went on for a bit longer than I expected it to. But that was fun. It was good. It was a good little mystery for us to solve. Now we can boogie until the reality fades out of existence. This is our ending. We earned this. Woo! Goosebumps, baby. God, the soundtrack is so good. I was just vibing. That was a very unique game. Oh, something else. So that's how it ended. A weird turn of events. Strangest paradise yet. Is this paradise safe? Of course it isn't. This is the Syndicate we're talking about. Will we need her again? We always will. She's the only one that can save paradise. Their love cannot be defeated. And with that, I appreciate anyone who has watched the stream today. The stream was very, very fun. We finally completed the journey that we've been on for probably close to a few weeks, maybe almost a month now. So I appreciate anyone who's been here. It was a fun as hell ride. I will end up probably doing the last final achievement off stream because I think I might be able to get it done very quickly, and I don't really want to do it right now. But yeah, I'm gonna finish this, do my last docs update, and then do something else. So I appreciate anyone who's been here. Adios. Peace.